How? Walk with the Earth Mother.
What brings you here? What are you looking for? For the Horde.
Greetings. Maybe princess.
Ugh!
3 days of running through the canyons of Utah, but make it the most minimalist survival run you can imagine.
It was a cold night.
No shelter, no sleeping bag, no food aside from this small bag of ground corn, not even running shoes.
Holy shit, it's dusty.
In this episode, my buddy Dan and I embark on what is known as a primitive run. On this journey, we aim to run like our Stone Age ancestors once did when they set out to hunt for animals and scout out new locations.
Not sure if this was a great idea.
But we are modern human beings.
You gotta move.
So what's it like to spend 3 days running with no food or sneakers and sleeping out in the open wild with no shelter?
I guess I'm getting what I asked for.
This is probably one of the wildest outdoor adventures I've ever done.
This is definitely not how I imagined this trip to start, because I've had the worst cold for the last couple of days. Just all I want to do is be in bed, so congested, just feeling really iffy. And this morning, I'm about to set off on a 3-day adventure run. So Dan's gone to get some coffee and some cinnamon rolls to sweeten this morning a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm trying to pull myself together with hot tea and medicine. That's not the best start to an adventure, but if we don't do it now, we'll never do it. Well, this is my hair for the next 3 days. That is not going to change at all. It's not going to get brushed out or combed out. I got the coffee.
We're not going to be eating much at all for the next 3 days, and this is our last gourmet luxury. Better enjoy every bite.
Definitely sweetens the morning.
So if we're not bringing much food, then what are we actually taking with us?
The whole point of this run is that we're doing it super minimalist. I mean, if you think about going out for like a hike or a run, especially if you're staying overnight, you'd be bringing a tent, a shelter, a mattress, a sleeping bag, definitely food, a way to cook that food. So it actually ends up being quite a lot of stuff. But you know, like back in the day, people didn't used to, like our ancestors didn't used to hike or run like that. So we're doing it super minimalist. So with Dan, we're gonna take you through all the things that we're taking.
This is my friend Dan. Dan is a guide and wilderness survival instructor with a love for doing these wild, Stone Age-inspired adventures. He was actually part of the core team of my Nat Geo show, Super Skilled, as a producer and wrangler of all logistics. And we've been talking about doing a run like this for years now.
So basically, each of us have to carry enough stuff to not die if things go catastrophically wrong. That's a big mistake a lot of people make when they're trying to go low-tech or primitive. But the point is, we'll see how much of this we can not use. But if we have to, you have water filter, you have a rain poncho, you have your one set of clothes, that's all you get for 3 days. You got a knife.
I want to point out the fact that we are not bringing almost any food. This is all. How many calories did you say that this contains?
That's like less than 1,000. It's probably 800.
For 3 days.
That's
and
it.
This is pinole mixed with chia seeds, so it's pretty basic. And I think that's probably the thing that I'm going to struggle with the most in this challenge is not eating, because I love eating while I run or hike.
You also get rock salt, so
Oh, yay!
that's it. We have a steel cup for boiling water if we have to. You have your emergency backup blanket, and then you have your carry wrap. It's going to be your waist wrap to carry all this stuff aside from your backpack and your camera gear basics. That's it. That is our entire kit for 3 days. I'm bringing a few extra things as a guide. I'm going to bring our map and compass and a GPS in case we have to call in search and rescue.
And one more thing that I've kind of been taking for granted, but it is kind of not normal at all if you really think about it. We're going to be running in these bad boys. Little sandals. We're running sandals, not running shoes.
But honestly, probably the most common and most used footwear for running or walking or hiking in the entire world.
Running trainers are a pretty recent invention, so humans have actually used something like this for the vast majority of our existence. So while it seems weird to a lot of people today, it's not that weird.
I've seen Sherpas on Everest going to base camp in sandals.
Flip-flops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The thing is that I'm actually filming this adventure, which means that I've got to bring some camera gear to immortalize it for the generations to come, which makes my pack a little heavier than it normally would be. But that's how you guys get to actually watch this video. Some batteries, some chargers, coffee, scarf, socks, sleeping trousers, sunscreen, head torch. That is probably the lightest backpack I have ever run with.
and half of it's camera gear.
Ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Do it.
You might be wondering, why do this? Why make this so much more difficult than it actually needs to be? Well, here's my hot take. We have a million gadgets available to optimize every single sport that we do. Extra padded shoes promising to turn you into the next marathon champion, aerodynamic underwear, performance-enhancing electrolytes. Sometimes I feel like running has become more about how you optimize yourself than about the actual running. So what happens when you strip away all the noise and leave yourself with the bare minimum? Just like our ancestors did. That's what I'm much more curious about than the next high-performance gadget.
I'm really starting to feel this cold coming back, quite clogged up and congested in my chest and my nose.
Turns out, our run would bring us much closer to our ancestors, not just in the style of our run, but also in our choice of running route. A landscape where humans have dwelled and thrived for thousands of years.
We've just been walking and wandering around here around this big cave, and we chanced upon this. These are actually original wall paintings that are quite ancient.
About 2,000 years old, from a culture called the Fremont culture. There were hunter-gatherers running around here like we are. And they also cultivated corn in some places. It's super awesome culture.
It makes you think that, yeah, I mean, we're out here doing this primitive run where, like, not that long ago, people actually lived here, thrived here in this environment, and this was their home, right? A place that we now see as, like, inhospitable actually wasn't.
People think of deserts as really scary, dangerous places for living. These are bread baskets. These are amazing places to live.
What have we here?
These are sumac berries, and this one's pretty tapped out. But you said your throat's feeling pretty dry, and you'll find that these tend to get the saliva flowing.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Call this the lemonade berry tree. This is a type of sumac.
But it's amazing because it tastes like they're coated with like a sour type of sugar, like what are they called? Sour Patch Kids. Oh my god.
The rules of our run are simple. We may not have brought much food with us, but we are allowed to forage for snacks. Depending on the season, there can actually be a ton of wild edibles out here, but today the sumac berries would have to suffice. Though honestly, it's kind of hard to focus on hunger when you're in a place like this. These canyon systems in Utah are basically massive mazes of rock carved over millions upon millions of years. And although we're technically in a high desert environment, there's water here and lush greenery. This place feels so very alive.
Well, we've been on the road for about 5 hours, and before we actually got started on this run, I was telling Dan that we should try and, make this into a really big long distance kind of thing. And then Dan was like, no, wait till you experience it. It's not standard miles out here, it's like canyon miles. And I was like, no, I just didn't believe him. And you know what? He was right, because canyon miles
Every canyon mile is like a mile and a half, so
And it feels like it. It really does.
it's not straight.
So we're gonna start looking for a spot to call home for tonight.
The plan is to dump our stuff here in order to save some energy while we look for a spot to camp somewhere within a close radius. Energy preservation is everything right now since we're surviving on so few calories.
There's our stuff. We are gonna head up the canyon a little bit to see if we can find a better spot to camp for tonight. You know, I feel like at this point in the day, I would normally be really looking forward to eating something, like cooking myself a nice meal, you know, something warm and hearty and filling. Today, we don't have that. So this is not something that we can look forward to, which is a little bit disheartening, but at the same time, I decided to remind myself that I'm out here with the intention of seeing what it's like to be really uncomfortable. And I don't mean just a bit uncomfortable, and I don't even mean just uncomfortable, I mean really uncomfortable. So I guess this is the whole point.
Temperature's gonna get close to freezing tonight, so uncomfortable.
Yay! I guess I'm getting what I asked for.
In order to sleep warm tonight without a tent, bivvy, sleeping mat, or even sleeping bag, we need to identify a spot that won't be too drafty and that's close enough to some natural materials that we can use to build ourselves a bed.
Wow, this is amazing! It's time to wash up. Not sure if this was a great idea because it's quite chilly. Refreshing, we should say. Well, we found a spot that looks quite good. It's very flat and sandy, as you can see. I feel like it's got a good vibe to it. It's right next to the beautiful creek, but we just need to figure out if we can gather enough leaves to make bedding.
This is the difference between us hating ourselves tonight, or dying of hypothermia, and feeling really comfortable like a squirrel in a nest.
We definitely want to be the squirrels and not the people dying of hypothermia.
On a normal overnight, you'd take 5 minutes to set up your tent, sleeping pad, and sleeping bag, and you'd be snug as a bug.
Oh, nice.
Tonight, we're gonna spend well over an hour making our bed.
All right, let's go make our beds.
Don't congratulate yourself yet. Chop chop. We got an hour till dark. We need like 8 more of these.
Oh my God. How are we gonna do that?
Fast. You gotta move.
Definitely starting to miss my sleeping bag right now.
There's the first load.
We don't want to be too close to the wall because sometimes you have pack rats and things that move along the sides.
I have some experience sleeping on an island full of rats, and I do not want to repeat that experience ever again. So
It's 11 o'clock and I've been woken up by a bunch of rats running over me.
Yep, I actually slept without a tent on a legit rat-infested island once. Never doing that again.
it's pretty cozy.
Not once we smash it down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna get real smashed. So.
As much as the day was pretty hot, all in all, it is getting really quite cold out here. So I'm just gonna put on my puffy, and then I've got my trousers on. But this is the shirt that I was running in all day today. So beyond these things and a pair of socks, I don't have anything else to wear tonight. So it could be quite cold. Dan doesn't even have long pants. He's buckskin short in it. And I think we're both quite tired now. So we are gonna have some of this pinole. This is our only food that we have for this entire trip.
We gotta eat it cold because we can't have a fire.
Can't have a fire, which is so sad, unfortunately.
That's less than a cheeseburger. Okay. And that's the calories for an entire.
What a great comparison. Less than a cheeseburger.
Especially because we're in America.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger. America. I want a cheeseburger so bad right now.
I want a pizza.
Oh. Okay, let's have the pinole.
Woo!
Pinole.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ration this since I don't want to run out of food. So I'm just gonna have a little bit.
At this point, you might be wondering what pinole actually is. The short answer, ground
I'm
maize.
gonna have to leave this for the next 2 days.
Imagine making a bunch of popcorn and grinding it down to a fine powder, then mixing it with water to make a paste.
No spoon, so I use a stick.
But pinole is considered to be a superfood, capable of fueling travelers on very long days on foot in some of the driest, gnarliest places in the world.
This is very fine, Pinole.
And that's all because it provides a slow and steady release of energy. If you've watched Super Skilled or read Born to Run, you'll know it to be the staple food of the legendary Raramuri runners of Mexico's Copa Canyon.
It's not bad. It's not bad. So you wouldn't recommend drinking your own pee if you're really hungry or thirsty?
I would say that's an absolute no, despite what you see on television by certain personalities. Anything over 1% salt concentration, aside from all the other bad toxins in pee, your body can't absorb it. So your body will hunt for water to pull it out.
So don't do it. You're better off not drinking your own pee.
No pee drinking.
And you can survive for many days without food. So
Yes.
it's not really such a big deal, actually. Right?
You can go 30 days without eating and still be a functional human being.
You can survive many days without food. Salt, however, is pretty essential to our functioning.
I don't think I can have an actual piece of salt then.
Yeah, you can. So you could just soak this in your water, and we could break off some pieces.
Should I put it in my pinole?
Yeah, you could.
Just a little bit.
I wanna, if you're not gonna eat it all, eat some.
That's it. Thank you.
Electrolytes.
But you know, weirdly enough, I'm not feeling like super hungry. I feel quite like fresh, reinvigorated.
You are doing way better than like a lot of students that come out on these things at this point. A lot of people are crying already.
It's like I have done similar things before.
You've been in some pretty rough environments.
Dan has gone for 30 days without food once while walking through the savannah in Africa.
Yeah,
So that was fun.
It was a crazy show.
The moment has come to test out the bed. So I've got my silk sheet here. Now this stuff isn't exactly super warm, but it is a little warm. And I think very importantly, it's gonna keep me a little bit sheltered from all the leaves. Oh, what? Holy shit, it's dusty. Ugh. But it's quite soft. It's actually quite nice. Got my kit here, all my batteries. So we can keep filming tomorrow. Nice and cozy. And Dan said that this is when I need to unveil the leaf duvet. So this is what we're gonna do now.
The idea here is to pull the blanket with leaves on top over ourselves, basically like a duvet of leaves. Underneath this thick layer of dry leaves, we should theoretically stay somewhat warm.
This is actually surprisingly comfortable, Dan. I'm really impressed with us. This bed of leaves is of excellent quality.
You're
Dan.
on my side though, so
I am on your side?
you're on my side.
Well, no, I'm on
Took
my
up like
side.
90% of the bed.
That's so not true.
Wall here.
I am like definitely within the limits of my heart.
Fair enough.
But I am,
It was easier than building 2 beds.
and I am very satisfied with the quality of this bed and bedding. It's very soft and very, very warm. My feet are actually extremely warm.
I'm kind of roasting right now.
Yeah.
If it's like this when it drops down to like freezing tonight, we're gonna be good.
We're gonna be good.
Leaves for the win.
Good night. You'd think that this would be a pretty, like, uncomfortable setup. Because maybe it doesn't look like a proper bed. It's honestly one of the most comfortable beds I've ever slept in. I don't know, those leaves. No soap, no toothbrush, no toothpaste. Well, you know what? Doesn't really matter. But now we need to deconstruct our leaf bed because leave no trace. So, let's do that. been thinking about trying out Dan's cool looking hip pack today. Very stylish.
The more you know, the less you need to carry.
So we've got Dan here showing off the latest in ancestral fashion. You've got sandals right there, pretty minimalist sandals on his feet. Instead of running shorts, he is wearing something very, very special. I'm sure you guys have noticed. Buckskin shorts.
Yes.
And then around his hips, a very cool pack. I mean, so much more functional than any Prada bag, really. I want to be as cool as Dan, and therefore I need to make myself a little hip rug.
So as it turns out, your hip pack could serve as a rug and your rug could serve as a hip pack. Theoretically, if you are not carrying camera gear like me, you could do this entire run while carrying your necessities in this single hip pack. Pretty neat, no?
Ugh. Oh God, it's like a corset.
It's gonna feel tight to start, but it'll loosen up.
Ancestral style. Still gonna wear my backpack because my backpack contains all my camera gear, which I need immediate access to at any given time, so not fully ancestral.
Day 2, as it turned out, would be less of a run and more of a trudge. We were about to spend the better part of the day shuffling our feet through the water of this canyon creek. And although that normally makes for a great resistance workout, it also means very slow going.
This should be classified as like a separate sport. You know, it's not hiking, it's not walking. I don't know, some kind of resistance wading.
Creek slogging.
Creek slogging, yeah. That's a good one.
It may be a slog, but it's a pretty beautiful slog. Dan also wanted to put his atlatl to a good use. This tool you see here is nicknamed the atom bomb of the Stone Age. It made humans capable of hunting large game from farther away like never before. As for us, we would be so happy with just one little fish for lunch. Alas, not so many fish in this creek, and we did not get lucky.
This spot looks quite fishy, right there, you know. You've got quite a bit of current going on, and while the water itself is not very deep, aside from the little pools, the rocks are slippery, the current's quite strong, and I feel like if you really think about it, you know, even water that's just knee deep is capable of sweeping you off your feet. Woo! Yep. But hand, pull me out. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Give me your backpack. It's very slippery.
I'll give you my camera. That's more important. There's one thing that I really want to get off my chest because this has been kind of, you know, sitting on my mind for a little while, and the fact that we're calling it a primitive run. And I want you guys to hear Dan's explanation because I feel like for a lot of people the word primitive has really negative connotations, but that's not really what this is.
The primitive skills community, the outdoor survival community, from a long time ago, recognized that all of our ancestors used to live Stone Age, used to live much more connected lives. And so in the outdoor survival world, the primitive survival world, that has a really positive context. We're connecting back to our roots, to our ancestors, to the land. And so that is not seen as a derogatory term like it might have been used in other communities for other reasons.
It's like a badge of honor, basically.
Yes.
Like if you're doing something primitive, that's a point of pride and not something to be ashamed of because it shows that you can live off the land, right?
Yes, it's a positive descriptor rather than one that describes people as less.
Right.
So we feel we are more when we are connected to our ancestral
Yes,
roots.
so primitive is more,
Yes.
not less.
Exactly.
Which is why we're still calling it a primitive farm. Woo! Reclaiming that word.
Right.
All right, you guys, I think this might be the spot for tonight. Look at it. Oh, God, look at that pine tree. What the heck? The reason I say that this could be our spot for tonight is because it is quite nice. It is lovely. There's even a bed. Voila! And a fire pit, which unfortunately, very sadly, we cannot use because it is
Illegal.
Today we're on the go for about 7 hours with like an hour for lunch roughly when we stopped. And I'm pretty tired actually by now.
I think the thing is, realistically, survival terms wise, if we're gonna couch in survival terms, we're getting closer to dark. We need to figure out how to stay warm. Last night we found some really good material. I don't think we're gonna be that lucky tonight. So we're gonna have to scrounge around right now and come up with the best solution we can to stay warm.
Yeah, so no more leave bed tonight. It's not gonna be as warm tonight probably, which is a bit of a shame, but hopefully we can still get some sleep.
We'll do our best. Biggest thing right now is to break cover with the ground.
So let's go look for our beds. Dan has just told me to come and smell the tree.
Smell the tree.
Oh my God, it's
What does
so
it smell like to you?
delicious. I want to eat it. Can I eat it? Oh, it smells so good. Like licorice.
Like syrup and sugar.
Like sweet, sweet licorice. Any luck?
Nope.
Here we see leaves.
You can rake down that hill.
So we have managed to harvest as much leaves, but Dan is getting bit by ants, so we're gonna evacuate. I am also getting bitten by ants. No.
They're all through that whole bag. Just go dump that out on the sand over there and they'll run.
All right.
This did not look promising. There were practically no dry leaves around, so building a bed involved piling up whatever we could find that wouldn't be infested with ants or prickly like pine needles. Mentally, we needed to prepare ourselves for the distinct possibility that tonight would likely be a long, cold night.
Bed number 2 may not look as spectacular as bed number 1 did, but I'd say it looks pretty cozy. Doesn't look bad. It's dinner time, and guess what's for dinner? Yep, you guessed it right. More cannoli. At this point, I'm not super hungry to be honest, but I am a bit hungry. I can definitely feel like a sucking sensation in my stomach. But my stomach has not been rumbling yet, so that's good. But I think more importantly, or more like viscerally, I have been fantasizing about pizza for the last 4 hours, I think. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do once we get out of here. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and get pizza. Delicious, hot, cheesy, tomatoey pizza. I think one thing that makes all of this easier is just realizing that humans can go for a really long time without food. So this is really no big deal. We're just so used to never being hungry. We're so used to having these like 3 meals a day. That is like the standard. And feeling hungry is like the least desirable sensation in our lives. I get that, but you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's immediately lethal. So, it is ready. Nice and gooey. Eat it with a stick. Oh yeah. The more I eat this stuff, the better it tastes. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be like, actually, I don't want pizza. I just want more pinole. Oh. Oh, I really felt that. Tonight's bed is looking mighty fine, not quite as plush as the bed last night. That was really, really soft. I would say this is like a 6 out of 10, which, since we're in the wilderness, is really saying something. One of the funny things about being outdoors in places like this is that You know, when you're out here, you always end up missing like home comforts, right? Like nice food and snacks and like body temperature. But as soon as you're out of these places, you start to miss them terribly, and you realize that you are so incredibly lucky to be able to spend time out here. And I guess it's just always good to remind yourself that even when the going gets tough, when you're out in the outdoors, out in the wild, just remember to appreciate every single moment. Good morning. Good morning. I can't even speak. It was a cold night. Much colder than the night before. I did not sleep very well. Kind of in and out the entire night. Which is why I look like this. Hopefully we'll manage to make it to our end destination at some point this morning. Well, maybe not this morning, but like around lunchtime. If we have enough juice left in us. I feel like I have no juice left in me. But I think I just need to wake up. Just need to like get moving.
There is so much power in knowing that you can go far with very little. I definitely don't recommend replicating this kind of run unless you have a survival instructor with you, because things could go wrong very quickly if you're not well prepared. But what I can recommend is returning to the essence of things. Don't obsess over running kit. Just go for a run. Don't sweat it over the latest and ultralight gadgets. Just go spend the night outside. Pure and simple. Not necessarily every single time, but at least some of the time.
That's where we camped last night, in that little patch of greenery there. Somewhere around that spot. And right now we're leaving the creek behind, which means we're leaving water behind. And for the majority of today, we will not have access to water, which I think is a little scary in a way. But hopefully we will pass through little pockets of water, maybe little creeks and streams. But yeah, we may have to take it a little bit easy today.
The world we live in can sometimes make us feel so powerless and weak. But with experiences like this, moving your body through the landscape and getting stronger, that stuff really gives you back a sense of agency and reminds you that humans are capable, powerful, and so resilient.
We just stopped by the side of the trail and found something quite delicious. What are these, Dan?
These are manzanita, called the little apple. They look kind of like a little apple, and when they're really sweet and ripe, they're so good. It's like almost eating those fake apple candies.
Let's try. Quite tart,
Right now they're tart.
but like tasty. Definitely a neat little trail snack.
At this point, you might be wondering what it's like to run or hike in a pair of minimalist sandals for such a long time. Well, I've been really into barefoot and minimalist running footwear for a few years, and it's been a game changer for me.
Little check-in. So we're very close to the finish line, actually. We've probably got like an hour left, and I just wanted to share a little bit about how I'm feeling. My feet are feeling great. My body's actually feeling really good, but I am hungry. That's the one problem I have currently. But other than that, this has been amazing, and the fact that we have not been carrying tents or sleeping bags has made this run so much lighter. So I feel like you just don't get as tired as you would with like a big hiking backpack. So yeah, all good, except I'm really excited about that pizza now.
Oh man, I'm loving it here. I'm so happy to take you out on this stretch of land. This is some of my favorite country in the world. And man, you killed it.
Okay, let's go get that pizza.
Do it.
Woo!
Not gonna lie, as much as we've both loved being out here and eating pinole, the allure of that pizza cannot be understated. We were so ready for it, but not before one last misadventure.
Don't get too excited yet, Zubek.
Dan found a snake. Yay. Oh my god, he's catching it. Jesus, Dan. Ah, do not.
Beautiful little gopher. He's not poisonous.
Ah!
It's cute.
Oh my god, I can't believe he just ran after a snake and caught it with his own hands. Yes, I have. Yeah.
They're soft.
He's...
They're not gross.
No,
Those are gross.
they're not gross, but they are a little scary.
You want to hold them? See you later.
And after we passed our friendly snake, suddenly the end of the trail came into view.
Guess where we are? Dum dum dum! We made it! Well done. That was a big one. Oh my gosh, I feel very accomplished right now. I feel like I've discovered a whole new level to trail running. Holy shit. Let's go get that pizza.
And that is exactly what we did. Pizza and beers were had. I may have had 2 pizzas in one day. But on a serious note, adventures like this, done with people who are good teachers, can really build skills and competence. As for myself, I feel so empowered to continue learning about minimalist running and super ultralight adventures. "155 miles or 250 kilometers.
We're doing it.
A heavy backpack stuffed with all of your food and gear for an entire week.
Yeah, my backpack is only getting heavier.
The vast steppe of the Mongolian outback.
Quite possibly the hardest bit of the entire ultra for me.
Now, ready, set, run.
Wet. 2 kilometers away. 64K. It's hot.
In today's episode, I take on the Gobi March, a grueling week-long ultramarathon that's been dubbed the antidote to modern life. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be exhausting.
Oh, that section was brutal. Brutal.
But out here, I'm seeking something that I can't put into words just yet. But I'm also hoping to end up on the podium.
I'm so close. I just want to get there. I am equal parts scared and excited about this coming week. We are in my favorite country, in Mongolia, and I'm about to do something that's my favorite thing to do, which is going for a long run. but I'm feeling like there's this mounting pressure because there's a lot of distance that we'll be covering, and now it starts to feel a little bit scary. Maybe because it's getting real.
This is day 1 of this 155-mile race. Today, we're going to cover about 22 miles, which means a slow warm-up for the longer distances to come. I think everyone is equal parts excited and nervous, and it's just been a fun distraction to walk around with my camera and get to know the other racers a little bit.
Hi, I'm In Kai from Singapore. A nice weather and nice terrain. I think we'll enjoy the race throughout together.
Wait, we're
Austria.
from Austria?
Yes.
And what's your name?
Yasmin.
All right, what about you?
From Japan, Hiro.
Okay, at the race briefing, everybody's looking really, really sharp. And, we'll probably be ready to go in about 10 minutes, which is exciting. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I'm a little bit nervous. So I can't wait to just cross that starting line, because as soon as you cross the starting line, nothing else matters. You just put one foot in front of the other for as long as it takes, and that's it. Oh my God, I haven't even started running and look what happened.
Your foot broke?
My backpack broke. Yeah. Oh my God. And this is the most important clip too.
Like it.
Well, it kind of goes in. Let's just see how it goes. Let's just see how it goes. I think I'm almost ready to go.
Turn around, turn around.
Okay, 40 meters in.
still feeling pretty great. 10K in, still feeling good. The backpack is heavy. God, it really changes how you feel. It really tires you out very quickly, so I gotta be super careful with my pacing. Not overdo it. This isn't a sprint. It's not even a marathon. It's an ultra marathon. So just take it easy. Just try and take it easy. Still going. 16K. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Shoo! Shoo! 21K. And we climbing.
This is the first of many climbs in this race, and I think it's the essence of what makes marathon running so different from ultra marathon running.
22.5K. Made it to the top. Look at it. Wow. 24.5K. And this is the actual top. Took a little while longer than expected. All right, now we're going down. Yeah.
A marathon, you see, is a pretty predictable affair. Most marathons take place on pavement, in the city, on a flat course.
27K. Last checkpoint of the day.
With ultramarathons, things look very different. Of course, the distance is longer, but also you have to prepare for the unexpected.
It is hot, it is heavy, and we're doing it.
Mountains, elevation gain and loss, varied terrain, narrow trails.
Okay, almost there.
You know, it's a little bit like life itself. You're always adapting and adjusting your strategy.
So, just took off my shoes and socks. Everybody's resting. There's a guy puking in the corner. Everybody's exhausted, and this is just day one. I came third among women today, which I didn't realize until I got here. I was like, oh, cool. So that's nice. That's a nice surprise. But this is only the start, as I said. So let's see how things go. All right, let's grab a bite to eat. Rest up. Chill for the rest of the day.
I tried to chill, I really did, but I kept thinking that I need to do something about that extra heavy pack of mine. There's too much stuff in my backpack, and part of that is due to me carrying electronics so that I can film this. But part of it is just too much food, so I'm gonna have to make some choices here. Okay, so what do you even pack for a 6-day self-supported run in the Mongolian wilderness?
So I need 2,000 calories every single day, dehydrated food, and like gels and snacks. So the thing is, like, you want to strike a balance, right, between like having enough food to sustain you on like a really long run versus not bringing too much weight, because there's always a lot. This mash and cheese is like the highest calorie, lightest weight packet that I could find. It's super light, and it has 670 calories per packet, which is wild. Everything else has less, so this is gonna be my go-to. So these here are all of my gels. These are all my breakfasts for the next 7 days. And I know this might seem crazy, but I'm just gonna cut off the tops of all of my food because it actually will save me some weight. And I know this doesn't look like much, but trust me. Trust me. And that is all my dinners and lunches for the next week. Another thing that's required by the race organizers is like a small medical kit, which includes like little alcohol wipes and blister things and a bandage, stuff like that. Okay, let's move on to the wardrobe, ladies and gents. The wardrobe is extremely limited. It is not exactly a fashion show type of event. What I've got is 2 changes of clothes. Actually, 1 change of clothes, technically. So this is my puffy jacket for cold weather. And then this here is my very, very flimsy, but pretty good rain jacket. I ran my first 100K in this one,
and it really served me well. And then I have this. This is for cold weather. Ta-da! And then for warm weather, there's only one other thing that I have. Voila! Ta-da! So yeah, these 4 pieces of clothing are basically all that I'm gonna wear over the next week, not including these 2 jackets. I'm gonna stink by the end of this. A cap, a warm hat, gloves, a buff. Oh, and since the race is self-sufficient, you also need to bring your own supply of toilet paper. The backpack weighed about 22 pounds, but that's without water or electronics. With those things, I'll be adding another 7 pounds or more.
So let's start with some of the easiest stuff. I'm gonna have to cut up my sleeping mat, cut it in half to reduce a little bit of weight. This is like 150 grams off, but it's a start. Food. I brought extra food because I'm eating extra because, you know, you run this thing, you burn a lot of calories, so you have to eat more calories to stay strong, right? That's logical. But I think I just brought a little bit too much. Too many extra. This is about half a kilogram or about a pound. This plus the mat gives me 600, 700 grams less, which is actually substantial because I also ate about a kilogram of food this afternoon. So that leaves me with 1.5 kilos less than I came into camp with today.
Okay, it is 7:45 and I think I'm ready to go to bed.
Oh, this is so comfortable. Day 1, done.
Day 2. Got my fake smoothie. It's all powder, but it tastes pretty good. And my huge oatmeal breakfast. I hate oatmeal, but it's free. The only thing you can eat at this point for breakfast. Oh, also my spoon broke, and this is all that's left of it. This is what I've been eating, right?
Day 2 is when everything starts sinking in. You wake up slightly groggy from having spent a night in a tent with a bundle of clothes for a pillow. You open your eyes and you realize that in an hour you'll be running your 2nd consecutive marathon, and there's no prize at the end of this day either. Just some more dehydrated food, some more soreness, and if you're very lucky, you might just avoid having blisters on your feet.
Today begins with an ascent up a hill, and that's my forte, so I'm really excited. But we'll see after that. I have no idea. I like the climbing and I like the downhills, but there's a little bit of that mixed in here, but some people are super fast on the flats and I just can't do that, so we'll see how it goes. I'm so excited though. I'm so excited.
Okay, so what exactly is this race? This is the Gobi March, a race that's been dubbed the antidote to modern life by the Guardian newspaper.
50K. In fact, my backpack is only getting heavier.
In essence, when you sign up for it, you agree to running 155 miles or 250 kilometers over 6 stages in the rugged terrain of remote Mongolia.
Wow, I was expecting to the hill come a bit earlier. This is a long flat. Not good at flats.
So yeah, if you wanted to describe the Gobi March in one sentence, it would probably go as follows. A race that cuts you off from your cushy life
60K! Woo-hoo! It is so beautiful up here.
and throws you into a remote wilderness
64K.
where all you do for a week is run, sleep, and have enough headspace finally to rethink all of your life choices.
It is so hot. I feel like I'm boiling, like everything inside me is boiling. I've just been pouring water over my head. It helps a little bit, but I just want to like sit in the shade at camp. I ain't got all day. It's 2 kilometers away.
Sign up at your own peril.
Time is money, friend.
Just took a couple of hours to recover. It felt really nice, just sitting in the shade, doing nothing, chit-chatting with people. It's been a very long day for some, and it feels like it's been a long day for me too.
Hey, how you
So
doing?
what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get my thyroid curry. This is my dinner. This is one of the last days that I eat well. I definitely overpacked my food. I just wanted to have 3 real meals a day, but it seems like everybody's
doing 2 and surviving. And, you know, extra food means extra weight, and I'm really doing my best to come back from that. So this is my last day of 3 meals a day. From tomorrow onwards, it'll be 2. So I'm gonna really enjoy this.
Okay, thank you.
Cyrillic and then the architect.
That went down really well. I want to show you one very special place. I'm sure you're all wondering about the toilets. Well, they set up these camp toilets, which are super basic, but they actually give you a surprising amount of privacy. Let's go inside. So this toilet is for women only, which is really nice for them to think of that. And what you have here is like a very basic system to say that someone's inside doing their business. What you do is you just tie this up here. That means occupied. Okay, so let's go inside. I'm not going to show you, actually I am going to show you the toilet. Ready? This is it. It is literally just a hole in the ground. 2 planks on either side so that you can balance yourself. So every time you go to the toilet, you then take this bucket, take some soil and just like chuck it in the hole to cover it up, you know? Pretty simple. Okay, it is 7 p.m. which means bedtime is approaching, so I think I'm just gonna go rest up in my tent. Not much room to stretch in this tent. Oh, tomorrow's gonna be a pretty tough day, I think. It's not super long because it's only like 39k, but it's got a couple of difficult sections, including sand dunes. No, first scrambling up a rocky hill, which is just behind my tent, and then sand dunes. Running on sand. My arch nemesis. Oh yeah, let's see how it goes. Nice pudding. Can't get enough of this pre-packaged food. A good night's sleep. This is where we're going today. That thing. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my strategy. My strategy. I got what you did. I think I'm gonna go all in on the hill and see what happens. It's gonna be tough. So why would anyone put themselves through this grueling experience in a very desolate place? Surprisingly, perhaps, we don't really talk about it too much with other races. And I think that's because we all have this unspoken understanding of why we're all here. And yeah, I guess I could tell you that we're here to push our limits, to see how far we can go, to try something new. Some of us are even here for less selfish reasons, like fundraising. That was tough. And there's more to go. And yeah, that might all be true, but if I said it, I think I would be doing us all a disservice. Because the reason we're here, detoxing from real life, I guess, is not something you can explain in words. 89k. Oh, that section was brutal. Brutal. I believe we're here because we're all chasing a feeling. We're here because we're all trying to tap into something primal and raw that lays dormant deep within ourselves. Demons! Killer! Can't wait to get out of there. Yeah, I keep telling myself my mantra: relentless, forward, progress. I think we're here because we're seeking the experience of feeling truly alive. 100k! Woo! This is quite possibly the hardest bit of the entire ultra for me because I hate running in sand. As you can see, I'm not even running. I'm just trudging through. Oh my god. It's so hot. I think like 35 degrees Celsius maybe. We're in the sand, in the desert. This is nuts. Just gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I'm in 3rd position. Women
And I really want to keep it today. 110K.
Blood
And the heat is so oppressive. I can't talk much, sorry. It's so hot. 117K. And I've entered the stage where walking feels more uncomfortable than running because things hurt. But I've been hunched over like this for such a long time that this is like molding into my natural position. 2K until camp.
Whew. The temperature was in fact higher than I thought. One of the checkpoints registered a temperature of 43 degrees Celsius that day. That's 109 Fahrenheit.
So tough. And I made it. Third. Resting a little bit. There's more people coming in.
I've just been here to the cyber tent. They have like a few iPads set up, which I guess are picking up like satellite comms or something. So there isn't much internet. But you guys, some of you guys were actually able to send me messages via the Racing the Planet website. And I looked at some of them yesterday and they made me feel so good. So I want to take a look at the ones that came in today maybe, just to see what people are saying. So a message from Jerry saying, keep being brave and healthy. Thanks for the inspiration you provide me to motivate me. Aww. Abigail says, you're doing great, Ava. You're such an inspiration to me. Aww. Travis says, crushing it, girl. Ava power. You got this. So sweet. I love my little tent. Whew. What a long day. And you know what? Tomorrow is gonna be so much harder. Because tomorrow is the longest stage of the entire race. 80 kilometers, that's, I don't know, 50 miles or so, in one go. It's basically double of what we have been doing so far. And, you know, I think I could probably admit to the fact that I am quite tired. My muscles are feeling quite tired, and it's been a lot of running with a heavy pack. So doing that 80K on top of that, and then there's still another day of 40K after that. So it feels like a lot, but I think I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to think about it. For now, let's stretch. So far, no blisters, which is kind of amazing. The only complaint that I have is some chafing on my inner thigh from my thighs rubbing up together. Oh my god, I can't even speak anymore today. But that's about it. Everything else is as it should be. A little bit painful, a little bit sore, but nothing's breaking, nothing's aching super bad. So I think tomorrow I'll just keep going. Just keep going forever. Forever. So you might be wondering, what do I do for self-care? Well, this is water. Goes on my face. Ha. And after that, I would dry that with, let's say, this t-shirt that has been very much used over the last few days. Very nice. And then, this is my lotion. Ah, yes.
And this goes right here. Because I feel like I'm getting a little bit sunburned. So, right. So that's that. And then what else do we have here? Toothpaste. But I don't have a toothbrush with me. So what I do is I go like this, and I go like this. You know when like you were kids at camp and you forgot your toothbrush? This is, by the way, all natural, biodegradable toothpaste.
Feels so good to just like lie on your back and just like rest, you know? Not have to move. Alright guys, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. We've got the biggest day ahead of us today. 80K, no biggie. Which is kind of crazy to think about because we've just been doing like 3 consecutive marathons and now we still have to do an 80K and then we still have to do another marathon after that. So I feel good. I feel pretty fresh, as fresh as you can be, I think. And I think I just have to go a little bit fast because I now have something to defend. I'm 3rd in women's. So I'm like, I feel like I need to defend that position at all costs, which is weird because I don't really compete normally at all and I'm not super competitive, but I kind of feel like I want to hold on to this. So I'm gonna have to really push and dig deep today. Let's see how it goes. 132 kilometers. This is the long stage. 80K in one day. I'm about 12 kilometers in. And it's already blistering hot. And I'm already a little tired. So, no great hopes for today. Just plodding along. Over the last couple of days, the trail we've been running on has made me feel very small. 152. Okay. Like an ant dropped off in the desert. It's fucking hot! It's so fucking hot! Mongolia is the least densely populated country on planet Earth, and it really shows. The 155 miles of the race course take you through the grassy steppe, sandy dunes, across rivers, and up and down mountains. 157. Wherever you look, there's no cities on the horizon, no familiar signs of modern development, just more and more space. Pure space. Endless, overwhelming, too vast almost for a little human mind to grasp. 189K. 10K to go until camp. And at this point, I have cried, I have sweated profusely, I have been thirsty, I am in pain, my feet hurt. I'm so close. I just want to get there. 10K. So close. So this is the rest day after the really long stage, and I just looked at my footage from yesterday from the finish line, and it turns out that the file was corrupt and the GoPro didn't capture any of it.
Like I filmed crossing the finish line, getting hugged by the girls, you know, and then just the relief of like being able to go into the river after an entire day of dreaming about that. I captured all of that on camera, and then it didn't record. Oh my god. Okay, looking back, I think I can see why the footage didn't record. It's probably because upon crossing the finish line, I smashed the GoPro into the ground in excitement. Yeah, now it all makes sense. Here today. Very windy. Day 5 was our rest day, following the grueling 80-kilometer stage. I think I can speak for everyone when I say that our legs breathed a collective sigh of relief that day. I spent most of it in my tent reading a book about an even crazier race, the Iditarod Trail Invitational, a 1,000-mile race that takes place in Alaska in the wintertime. It definitely made me feel a little bit better about what I was doing out here, and who knows, maybe one day. I've had a very lazy day of laying around in my tent, just trying to recover. I've got some pain in my leg, like in my ligaments here. So I'm just really hoping that it goes away by tomorrow, because I still have a really long day to go. So I'm just eating, resting, reading, doing nothing. Good morning. This is stage 5, which means this is the last long distance day, the last marathon we run. Still have a little bit of running tomorrow, but just one marathon today. So today is full of river crossings. There's about 5 different river crossings. I was worried it would like reach up to my waist, but I think this should be fine. I'm gonna get my socks completely drenched, but you know, it's all part of the adventure. So you'd think that by this point, everyone would be totally drained and going slow and dragging their feet towards the finish line. But you know what? Something weird happened.
The second river crossing of today.
Maybe it was delusion or just utter exhaustion, but I felt like I could run faster and further than at any point in the race. I had so much energy, and in a weird way, I started feeling like I didn't want this to end. You know, today went by in such a flash. It was like, in a way, the easiest day, because I think I just knew that we have the hardest part behind us, so it just felt like, okay, let's just get this done, let's just get it over with. So smooth running, felt great. And I think I've secured my 3rd place. I mean, you never know, something crazy could happen tomorrow for the final stretch, but I'm really happy. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that we're almost done, and I'm happy that we've come so far. Just very happy. A few people celebrated their birthdays out on the course, so the organizers actually got cake for everyone. Just picture it. You've been running some crazy distance in the Mongolian outback and eating dehydrated food from a bag for an entire week, and then you get a slice of this luscious, creamy, sweet cake. I have no words. This is the last time that we all stand on the starting line for this race, and everybody's looking very ready. Ready to go? Final 10K? Thank you so much.
How you feeling?
I'm so happy. This is the best pizza I've ever had. This is the best Coke I've ever had in my life. I'm so happy to be done. Go to the hotel, take a nice long warm shower, get a massage or something.
I don't think I'm ever doing this again.
Moving up.
We had all been dreaming of that pizza. And so, after a whole lot of running, the race came to an end. I managed to finish the 155-mile, 250-kilometer race in a time of 34 hours and 50 minutes, finishing 10th overall and 3rd in the women's category. I couldn't believe I got to stand on the podium alongside these two strong and inspiring ladies, Yasmin and Maigla. Congrats, guys. So did the race end up being an antidote to modern life? I don't know about that, but if there's one thing that's guaranteed to make you feel truly and wildly alive, it's probably a very long run in the Mongolian wilderness. This is the starting line of the Lapland Arctic Ultra. One of the coldest, most grueling foot races in the world. And yes, I signed up to do it.
I'm honestly feeling like I'm in a bit of a daze. I think I just gotta go for it.
The distance I'm attempting is over 500 kilometers or 320 miles.
When you put yourself in these situations, there is always something you'll learn about yourself.
Over the next 10 days of this brutal and self-sufficient race, I'll be facing ice and snow and freezing cold.
I'm so tired.
Va a haber muchísimos momentos de soledad y creo que eso va a ser otra cosa que va a ser muy, muy complicada, sobre todo en la noche.
The danger of hypothermia and frostbite.
It's cold. I'm cold.
Exhaustion, sleep deprivation, and challenges I could not foresee.
So close to the finish, but I don't know if I can do it. I hate this.
Like if I have a resounding memory that brings a little bit of fear is just conquering the tiredness that you will feel, you know you're going to feel.
Va a ser solo para personas fuertes.
I can already tell you that out of the 12 people who stood on the starting line of the full distance, only 8 finished.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, I think my strategy right now is to just go quite fast while I have the energy, while I'm in a good mood, you know. Just gonna try and make as much progress as I possibly and humanly can on day one, and then see where we go from there.
I've been here before, on the starting line of this very race. Last year, I attempted it for the first time. 3 days in, I quit. And over the last year, I've been obsessing about coming back and finishing the thing. So I'm here to redeem myself, I guess.
For the last 45 minutes or so, I've been hauling myself up this mountain towards the first checkpoint. Oh my god. This is exhausting. With a really fully loaded sled. This is so draining. But you just gotta keep putting one foot in front of the other. Just made it to the checkpoint. Josh isn't here yet with his camera. Oh, he's just arrived! Can't believe I made it here before you. This is the first checkpoint of the entire race. It's about 37 kilometers in, and we need to get like a medical check, so we're gonna take a look at our feet, make sure we don't have frostbite or anything, and we're gonna get some food and some hot drinks.
You want me to know?
Yeah.
Perfect. Nice. All good?
So my check is done. I've had my food, I've had my hot drinks, I had 3 hot chocolates. So I think I'm ready to get going. I don't really know how far I'll get today. I'm gonna try and get as far as I possibly can. It's getting darker, and I think in the next half an hour it'll be completely pitch black, so I kind of want to get going, set off into the night.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. This is the battleground. 320 miles or 515k, 12,000 feet of elevation gain. Over the next 10 days, my mission will be to complete these 2 giant loops and 1 massive journey across the Swedish Arctic. Along the trail, I'll have to pass by race checkpoints, but it's up to me how fast or how slow I go every single day, as long as I make it to the finish line before the 10-day cutoff. On day 1, I covered 41 miles.
10-day cutoff is like 60 kilometers.
Time for me to get some rest. I can sleep for the night. I've the last couple of hours I've been seeing things on the trail. Like, my mind has really been playing tricks on me. I've been seeing dogs everywhere. I think that means I need to get some sleep. So this is where I'm gonna stay tonight. Day 2! Doing good, but I have a couple of blisters on my feet. This thing is far heavier than expected. It was like 17 kg when I first tried it out, and now it's like definitely over 20. Because I added like my tripod, my camera, 4 liters of water, still feeling quite strong.
Everyone who does this race comes here hoping to get something out of it, and it's not a medal or a record. Josephine said it best.
I always find that there's a moment of like 100% happiness, and it's entirely unpredictable when it's going to happen. It was really cold and I was going across a lake and I felt completely elated, and it just came from nowhere. It lasted about half an hour of just complete and utter joy. It's magical.
I didn't know whether I would be granted this moment of 100% happiness, but I hoped that it would come.
This is Yorkfall, and Yorkfall is a really nice checkpoint. So I need to go get my medical check done again. I'm gonna get some food, charge my stuff, get some rest, spend maybe an hour, and then head out again. Whew. So warm in there. Oh, I'm gonna miss this.
Just as I left the checkpoint, Josephine made it in. She finished this race last year in really good time, but things weren't going too well this time around.
Did you manage to get any sleep last night?
My tent pole broke.
Kidding.
Yeah, so I'd set it up and then I thought, well, I'll try and use it a bit like a bivvy. And then it was just not working.
Josephine ended up getting some rest at the checkpoint, but later that day, she decided to drop out of the race. The exhaustion had already hit, and she didn't think she would be able to catch up on her distance. Meanwhile, about 80 miles in, this wasn't the news I wanted to hear. She's such a strong athlete, and if she couldn't make it, then what made me think that I could? But I tried to silence those thoughts and just focus on making relentless forward progress, even if the sled in the snow made it impossible to run. But any progress is progress, even if it's slow.
Good morning. I woke up here in Winter Wonderland once again. That is my tent over there. And over there is Alexander. We were trekking together for the last few hours of last night, and then we decided to just set up camp next to each other, which is quite nice. I am currently just trying to get ready to hit the road again. Melting some snow for water, and
Yeah, got a pretty big day ahead today, but not as big as the last 2 days. I'm gonna try and take it a little bit more easy. Oh, hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Ah, good. It's cold.
I mean, the car said -14 when I left.
Like -14.
Yeah.
-14.
Yeah.
That's why everything was frozen.
Yeah. Alexander woke up and his bivvy was like
Yeah, my
covered in
boots
frost.
had frostbite, my tent has frostbite. Everything was frostbite.
It was really nice to have company for once. Definitely makes you feel like you're part of something bigger. It's not just you out there in the world. Day 3. I'm having quite a bit of pain in my right leg. Feels like shin splits. When I woke up this morning, stood up for the first time, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But it's getting better now. I can warm up a little. Hopefully it'll go away.
So, why? Why continue if you're in pain and tired and cold? As much as I've tried over the years to articulate a smart and logical reason for why we do things like this, I'm not sure you can really explain it with words. I think we do these things because we want to feel. We want to feel to the extreme, feel the full spectrum of human aliveness within us. Is chasing a feeling a good reason to risk your life and health and spend 10 days pulling a sled through the snow? Yeah, I'd say that's what life is all about.
I am starving. I'm so hungry.
I feel like a slave. Slave mode.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a slave to my Hulk. Oh my god, look at that. All these options. So you're gonna have macaroni cheese or chili stew with beans.
So as it turns out, 2 people have already scratched from the race since last night. Josephine and Emma, which leaves only 10 of us in the race on day 3. Really goes to show that this is quite the challenge.
By the end of day 3, I was about to reach the 116-mile mark. For the first time, but not the last in the race, I felt my energy crash.
For some reason, I've been so cold. So cold. This is why it pays to have a watch with navigation, because the markers are all over the place. And now I know I need to go that way. In about 3 minutes from now, I'm gonna be warm again. I'm collapsing on the floor.
When you stand on the starting line of a race this long, it's so hard to imagine how things will play out. Anything could go wrong. Exhaustion, injury, gear, navigation, your stomach, your head. The first few days are always the easiest, and even they aren't easy. But it's around here, day 3, day 4, that you really start to get into the thick of it.
So I've been having this pain, at the front of my calf for the last 2 days. And it's quite intense.
You're now perpetually hungry, cold, tired, wet, and a bit of a wreck of a human being. This is where the real test begins. Alexander rolled in shortly after me, and he was not doing great, although, frankly, he looked much better than me.
was going like hell in the end to reach the end.
He started talking about dropping out of the race there and then. I tried to convince him to keep going a little bit longer, so he said he'll sleep on it.
Okay, see you guys. Oh, look at this weather. You know, the snow, as pretty as it is, makes it such hard work to pull this fucking thing. Oh! No! No! I can't fucking believe it. It just broke. No! Holy shit. What do I do now? Fuck. Oh. Oh no. This is all just metal wiring that completely broke. Alright. I don't know what to do. Last thing I need right now. I don't know. This looks very janky. I don't think it's gonna hold up. Oh no, now I'm so imbalanced. I've just messaged the race HQ to tell them about this.
Yeah, I mean, we helped Lars with the problem. We're certainly going to help you. It's just a matter of how much time that's going to take us.
So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that they can bring me some replacement wire. The bad news is that it's going to take 3 hours. 3 hours is a pretty long time to be waiting out in the cold when it's snowing, and I can't even get into that car. That's Josh's car. You know, that Josh has been using to follow me around. And I can't even get inside it because that would be considered as external help. So I have to be here outside in the snow.
I stood around and waited for a bit, but got cold pretty quickly, so I decided to set up my tent nearby and wait inside my sleeping bag.
I'm just having a little nap. Yeah. I'm just really, really grateful that the guys are helping me sort out this issue and that I can keep going. That's honestly the only thing that actually matters. So, really appreciate it. Managed to fix the problem, which is great. I got some new poles, actual poles now. They are just a little bit more sturdy.
At this point, I was in pain. Mile by mile, my shin was getting worse. Every time my leg landed at a slightly off angle, it just sent sharp and shooting pain up my leg. All I could do was take painkillers and hope that the pain would eventually go away. But then I also got some unwanted news. Alexander decided to drop out of the race after all. Now, with him and Josephine gone, both of my mates were out of the race.
How are you, man?
Very good, and you?
Man, you're killing it.
Stop. Voy primero, pero quedan muchos kilómetros, quedan 150 kilómetros si no me equivoco. Estoy muy cansado de piernas, tengo mucho dolor en las plantas del pie, tengo heridas, sobre todo también la espalda, me duele, pero es como hemos hablado, muy mental, la prueba es muy mental y aunque tengas dolores tienes que obligarte a seguir y tratar de acabar.
Juan Carr was leading the race and going so fast. Meanwhile, things weren't going so great down my end. The previous day, I was on my feet for 20 hours. The sleep deprivation and the pain were really getting to me, and I had my first thoughts about quitting. A quick break from Future Ava to tell you about the partner of this adventure and a tool that really helped me survive this grueling race, the Coros watch. I use the Coros Vertix 2S, which is honestly the most powerful sports watch I've ever owned. For the Arctic Ultra, I was able to use the really powerful navigation features. The Coros watch guided me along my GPX tracks and shared with me some really useful information like the distance and elevation gain to the next waypoint or checkpoint. The map on the watch is clearly visible, but you can also pair it with the Coros app on your smartphone and use the special extender feature to save your phone battery. And pretty conveniently, the Coros alerted me whenever I veered off trail with a sound and a vibration, so that even if I was really wet, really tired, and incapable of thinking straight, I still knew that I was safe and on the right path. My own battery was pretty low by the end of the event, I'll admit, but with all systems running on the Coros watch, it actually only needed one single recharge during the entire 10-day event. One more thing that we don't really talk about enough in the context of endurance training or any kind of endurance events, your heart rate. You want to start slow and keep your pace steady in order to avoid burnout early on. So the Coros watch really helped me track all of that data, my heart rate throughout the entire event, just to make sure that I was in that sustainable zone and I could make it all the way till the end. And I didn't even have to think about it. A massive thank you to Coros for creating such a beautiful, powerful watch and for supporting my race.
Cold today. Beautiful clear skies, but it means that it's a lot colder than on the other days. I had a couple of moments earlier today where painkillers would wear off, leaving me with this shooting pain up my leg. That was not fun. I had to stop quite a bit, screamed to the trees, but then the painkillers kick in after 20 minutes and life just feels so much better. Tonight I think might be the coldest night we've had so far. And just because, at this point you're so tired, you're so exhausted that your body finds it hard to warm itself up. Very cold tonight. You can see my hair is just covered with frost. I suspect it's about minus 18 degrees, something like that. It's cold. I'm cold. I gotta keep moving. I'm tired. I'm so sleepy. But I gotta keep moving.
That day, I reached the halfway point, around 250 kilometers. But I wasn't in any state to celebrate it. When I stopped for the night, I was many miles away from any shelter or checkpoint.
I've decided to stop here for the night. It's very cold. I don't know how cold, but it's very cold. It's like 2:30 a.m. and I've fallen asleep while walking. So I really need to set up camp right now. Everything is frozen, including the tent.
For a couple of hours that night, I caught myself falling asleep while walking. At one point, I actually knelt by my sled and dozed off for a few moments. This is incredibly dangerous in conditions like this, where you can literally freeze to death. So I knew I needed to stop.
So cold. It is nearly 3 a.m. I've just stopped. I have made not much progress today. I've been so slow, so tired, and so cold all day. And it's 3 a.m. So I just figured I really need to stop now, set up camp and sleep, because I don't know what's going on, but at this rate, I'll never get there. Good morning. I've had like 4 hours of sleep. Still feeling pretty cold and pretty beat up. I think I need to get packing. Just need to get out of here. Yeah, I've just started packing up. It is beautiful out here, and thankfully the sun is out, so maybe I'll be able to get a little bit warmer. I'm still feeling dreadfully cold. I think it's just a mix of exhaustion and the drop in temperatures. I'm very cold. I'm so tired. I just really want to get into a warm room.
After that night, shivering inside my sleeping bag and struggling to get warm, things really started to fall apart.
Oh mate, it was cold last night, hey?
Cold. I'm still really cold. I can't get warm. Oh my god. I'm just so tired. Not a great day. All I can think about is quitting. It's just that it's so long every day, you know? And it's so cold. And I was just like, last night I was walking and I was falling asleep while walking. Which then obviously freaks you out because it's freezing, and what if you just fall to the ground and then you freeze to death? It's not at all unlikely. So it's just a little scary to be here. I do want to try and get to the next checkpoint. I think I just need to stay there for the rest of the day and for the night. I don't know if I can make it because it's really gonna cut down on the distance that I do. So I don't know if I'll be able to make the cutoff if I continue. But I can't.
I break myself down. Willingly, I allow everything to fall apart. My strength is no longer there. Willingly, I go to the place inside me that feels like a desert. I am the shell of a human being. But out here, I am still seeking answers. Will I succumb to pain, or will I keep going? With every step, I wait for the answers to come.
How does it feel to be this close to a checkpoint after today?
Yeah, really good. I'm just so happy to be here, and I'm really excited to have some hot tea, hot chocolate, hot coffee, hot fucking everything. Hot, just heat in my body.
Hey, welcome. Good to see you. You too. We got the fire ready for you. I am not staying outside a minute longer. Oh my god. Warmth.
So the checkpoints along the trail are basically stops where you get a medical check, some food, and hot water. They're staffed by the race volunteers, who, by the way, are incredible and make this event possible. You don't have to stay at a checkpoint, but sometimes you can. And that day, I was so shaken and so drained and cold that the only thing on my mind was to sleep in a warm place.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah, that hurts. Thank you. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what it's like after 12 hours of running. Because I imagine if you have a good rest with your feet up, yeah, I'm hoping that'll come down quite a bit.
I think arriving here today, I honestly, like, the last few hours of the trek, I've just been thinking about, like, should I quit? Should I not quit? That's been the big question on my mind. This race, I expected it to be tough, but it is even harder than I imagined. But I think I just need to, take a break, get a good 8-9 hours of sleep if I can, and then reassess tomorrow morning, because maybe this isn't the best time to make a decision that big, knowing just how exhausted and drained I am right now. So I'll give it a bit more time, wake up tomorrow, and then see how I feel then. I was very close to quitting this morning, honestly. Always. But all I could think about this morning was quit. And then one of the medics, Alex, sat down with me and talked me through it. She gave me a little pep talk. And then I left, and then it was fine. As soon as I started walking, it was fine. Sometimes you just need someone to tell you that you're capable, to actually believe it. You know, one thing I'm really craving is fresh strawberries and passion fruit and oranges and all the fruit. Just so excited about fruit.
The why is not a logical reason. Your head and your body are telling you to stop. To continue makes no rational sense. And yet you put one foot in front of the other because somehow you're still chasing that feeling. And some of us were chasing that feeling much faster than others. Far in the lead, Juancar was approaching the finish line.
Vamos, que lo tenemos. I only thinking in hamburger. One big hamburger and one hotel room, and good bed for sleep.
He finished the 500k in just 7 days, and that means that he covered an average distance of 71k or 44 miles every single day in the freezing cold while pulling a heavy sled. Juancar came first in the race.
515 kilómetros se han hecho durísimos, sobre todo ayer, que lo ves cerca pero aún no. Bastante complicado tema mental, el ver que no avanzas muy rápido y tener que seguir, pero merece la pena todo el esfuerzo y cuando cumples y llegas a la meta es una satisfacción enorme.
Meanwhile, the battle continued to rage inside my head. By this point, I was so far in. I had made it 250 miles, and with only 70 to go, I had 2.5 days to make it to the finish. But my head did not want me to go a step further. I thought at this point things would get a little easier, that there would be some kind of hump, which I thought I had already, and that I would get over that. And then the last couple of days would be like, okay, let's do this. But today may have been one of the hardest days so far, and it's far from over. 20 kilometers of just this soft snow. I'm going at like snail's speed, making no progress. I don't know why I'm here, honestly. Like, when
Josephine said that in every race there is that moment of like 100% happiness. I haven't had it. It's all just been really, really difficult. It's all been a struggle. So I don't know why I'm here. I really don't know why I'm here. I'm really not enjoying this. And if you're not enjoying something, what's the point of doing it?
You know, you're so close now, you're 2 days away. And you could fast track it and say, yeah, fuck it, I'm out now.
May the eternal sun
Of course.
shine
And yeah, you get the shower and the foods and all that stuff quicker, a couple of days quicker, but it's going to feel so much better when you finish it. Like, you know you can do this.
I hate it though.
Yeah, it's fucking gnarly, man. Look what you're walking through.
So soft. But even no snowshoes, I just keep dropping into it. It makes it really difficult to make any progress. Very slow. I'm exhausted. I know why I'm here. This isn't what I love. I'm so close. I'm so close to the finish, but I don't know if I can do it. I hate this. I really hate this.
At this point, you might be wondering why I didn't just quit there and then and spare myself the suffering. Well, if you ask my grandma, she would tell you that I'm as stubborn as a mule. And ultimately, I think that's why I was still going. I've lost my voice.
I mean, joy is my fuel and everything that I do, but I'm finding none here. There's no flow, there's no happiness, there's just pain and exhaustion and frustration. And literally the only thing that's driving me forward right now is just plain stubbornness. There's nothing else. I think the toughest part of all this has just been just really struggling with motivation. Like, I didn't have any truly good moments. Maybe one at the very beginning on day one. But like real moments of joy that I feel when I'm out running in the mountains, like there's none of that. It's just been a painful, long slog. I have already found, I think, my limits. They're somewhere here. And I don't fucking care for them. I don't want to cross them anymore. That's the harsh reality. Like, I'm sorry, it's not more inspiring and romantic and empowering. Just the reality is that I'm really done with this.
So for now, you're just going to put your head down and keep walking.
Yeah, just keep walking.
some point, you have to let go of the rational mind. You just accept that we do certain things not because they make sense, but precisely because they make no sense. Step by step, you achieve something truly, truly marvelous. Not for medals and not for glory, but because you are chasing a feeling.
So I am like 8 kilometers away from the finish line, and but this is actually the moment that I've been looking forward to for the last 10 days, and it's not the finish line. It's something completely different.
How does it feel? To have him back?
We both think it's time to finish this thing. Buddy, you wanna go? You wanna go for a run?
There it was, 5 miles before the finish line of a 320-mile race. My moment of 100% happiness. What do I do now with my life? Hey guys, we just wanted to say a big thank you for joining us on this crazy adventure. I want to say thank you. Good boy. There is an extended cut of this film over on my Patreon page if you'd like to take a look. It's about 10 minutes longer. And next week, right here on YouTube, I'll be hosting a Q&A session that will answer all the logistical and practical questions about the race, how it was filmed, what happened behind the scenes, and all that good stuff. So thank you again. I can't wait to hear your feedback in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next week. See you, everyone. Hear you? You want to say goodbye? Yeah? Kisses. Kisses. See you next week. This is me at the starting line of a 4-day, 115-mile race in the Arctic Circle. At this point, I'm still blissfully unaware about everything that's to come.
Walking on soft, slushy snow is just really tough.
Over the next few days, my dog Vilk and I will be battling tough conditions, making our way through snow and slush, covering big distances, and getting a lot of alone time.
Wolves.
This is a self-sufficient race, which means I'll be pulling a sled with all of my gear, food, and shelter in it the whole way.
Oh, my shoulders.
New Zealand, a mountain climbing mecca of rugged peaks, vertical drop-offs, and volatile glacial canyons. Every year, eco-tourists from around the globe journey here to conquer the towering 10,000-foot summits. But they're a ferocious opponent for even the most experienced of them. A single misstep or an equipment failure can leave a climber stranded, without gear, and facing sub-zero temperatures, bone-chilling winds, and deadly chasms of glacial ice. It's a scenario two of America's top survival experts, Dave Canterbury and Cody Lundeen, will experience firsthand.
This is ecotourism at its finest right here. As beautiful as this place is, as enticing it is to come here, look around us right now. We're in a dangerous situation.
What could happen to someone in this sort of situation is they could get hypothermia, dehydrated, sun blindness, you name it. I mean, look where they would be. There's not a lot of resources out here.
Cody and Dave have dropped themselves on top of a glacier with minimal gear. Their goal is to show what it takes to survive an icy, rocky descent back to civilization.
Anyone in a situation like this could fall off the side of one of these cliffs or one of these mountains and never be seen again. We've got an area right beside us here that if we walk another 30 feet, the whole thing can avalanche over. You're done, it's over, you're dead. One of the big problems I see right now is we really don't know how big this glacier is. We got to get off of it, we know that. We don't know how long that's going to take. And that's an emergency right now for us.
Well, the emergency is we're on a glacier from the get-go, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I understand that.
I mean, I've never been on a glacier before, man. Have you?
Well, I've been in some real heavy snow up in the mountains of Colorado before. I'm used to mountaineering, so I know what it's going to take for us to survive this.
Dave Canterbury is an Army-trained sniper with decades of survival experience. He's known for his aggressive approach, tackling any survival situation head-on.
I've got several years of experience in snow and high mountains, so right now the most important thing to me is to get to a lower elevation.
Dave's partner Cody Lundeen is an expert in naturalist survival techniques, but on these peaks, he'll be relying on his partner.
I have a couple decades of experience in survival skills, but I don't like heights. I don't glacier. I'm not a glacier person. I don't alpine mountaineer. So it's an entirely new, terrifying experience because of my experience level, which is this.
Climbing disasters happen when gear fails or gets lost. So Dave and Cody have only what a climber might be left with after an accident: a single rope, an ice axe, and a handful of climbing supplies.
We really need a lot more than this. I mean, we need more rope, we need more slings, we need more beaners.
So short version is we're screwed.
Short version is we don't have enough.
Their first challenge is to get off the glacier before night falls. With overnight lows that'll drop below freezing, hypothermia is a deadly threat.
You walk in front of me, and I'll walk behind you to be the anchor in case you fall.
And up here, they've got to work together. They're literally tied to each other.
The reason we want this rope to be pretty taut is if one of us falls or slips or goes over something, there's not a bunch of slack in the rope where you get jerked.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's hard to say how long of a walk we've got, so the best thing we can do is just keep heading to a lower elevation and just hope for the best. Doing good, Cody.
Cody's not only an inexperienced mountaineer, he's also shoeless. He spent the last 2 decades without wearing shoes, an integral part of his approach to survival.
I think that I would put Dave more in danger wearing those boots that I'm not used to. What I'm worried about is sliding or falling, right? You put me in those things, I feel like a ballerina.
I've never heard of anyone trying to walk on snow, glaciers, or anything else in socks. And I don't know anybody else that I've ever known in my life, except Cody Landine, that walks around with no shoes on. I wouldn't do it, because I think it's stupid. If Cody loses his footing and he starts to slide down this incline, then I'm gonna have to do what's called self-arrest, and I'm gonna have to take this ice axe and bury it in the uphill slope and just land on it with all my weight. Otherwise, we're both gonna go down. This stuff's slippery. You slipping at all? That's good. The sock theory's proven out, eh?
Right now, my socks are sticking like crazy to this snow. I feel like Spider-Man up here. Still okay?
Yeah, man, good.
I don't know, man. There's something up here. Something I don't think I want anything.
I can see part of it from here, man. Okay, you got a crevasse. Plant your ass in the snow and plant your heels.
The friction of glacial ice flows creates deep canyons called crevasses. At their edges, the ice is often highly unstable, making them a dangerous opponent for any mountaineer. But the glacier is littered with them, and getting around them could burn through hours of daylight.
All right, what do you think, Cody? I don't see a way around this. So I'd say we're gonna have to build an anchor and rappel down it.
What?
We're gonna have to build a snow anchor here. We're gonna have to rappel down into.
I think we should go around it.
There's no way to go around it. We can't.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm just gonna dig this trench starting at the top.
Rappelling, or lowering oneself down with a rope, requires multiple anchors hammered into the ice, supplies Dave and Cody don't have. But in an emergency, a snow anchor is a second best choice. By digging a teardrop trench into the ice, the rope can be threaded into the channel to support their weight on rappel.
So what's the deal? You just lay the rope inside the trench?
We'll put the rope in the trench and that'll be our anchor. Then we can retrieve the rope when we're done because it'll slip right around the snow. At the bottom, we pull it back into us.
It's not the safest method to rappel down the mountain, but for a climber without much gear, it could be the only option.
In any survival situation, with other people, if you don't work together, you die together. This isn't Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, worst thing could happen is the edge of that thing caves down in and one of us is gonna hit. Bam, dead. That's it. Broken bones, broken neck, broken back, broken legs. Doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna kill you before it's over with. All right, Cody. Come on down, man. I got you.
Sure?
Yep, sure. There's something else down there.
I can't even see the bottom of that thing.
Here.
Dave will take the plunge first, but before going down, he rigs the rope so he can control Cody's descent from below, a process called belaying.
If you have a problem when you're coming down,
I got a
if you
problem
say,
right now.
I'm gonna yank on that rope and you're gonna stop dead where you're at. Okay?
Yeah. I have 20 plus years in outdoor survival skills, primitive living skills, etc., but I don't like heights.
So you ready for this?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
right, Cody, when you get down here about 25 or 30 feet, there's a ledge you're gonna have to drop over, Cody. When you get to that point, just let yourself drop over. If you have to go to your knees, it ain't gonna hurt anything. All right?
Okay.
You roger that, Cody?
Just drop off the ledge, right?
Yeah. You can drop off of it on your knees if you want to. All right?
Sure. My heart rate is up. My stress level is up. I'm not gonna wanna go. I have to trust my partner, and I will.
I'm clear!
I can't see where we're going. It's very intense.
Coming up,
Right, I got you, man.
Cody puts his life in his partner's hands.
Where's this drop off?
But Dave's aggressive tactics
Can I have you just mentally double check?
have Cody on edge.
Dave's hopped up. I want him to slow down. At least Dave's down there, and he's in one piece. But, you know, I've got Frosty the Snowman behind me that I'm supposed to trust with my ass. I just need to kind of do it. Thank God I don't have to look at it.
Fear is a challenge for any survivalist. The body responds by going into fight or flight mode. But an overload of stress can cripple motor skills.
Hey, Dave. On belay!
On rappel!
Right, I got you, man.
Thank God I can't see anything.
Look behind you, brother. You got
I
about...
don't want to. Where's this drop off?
Don't worry about it. Just let some rope out. Let yourself dangle off. And just feed it through, man. You're in good shape. Good job, man. I love it. You did a good job, Cody.
Thank you.
You did a great job, man. Pull it towards.
Oh, that'll put hair on your chest.
Getting off the ice is a critical milestone and a chance to hydrate. Water at this altitude is unspoiled by bacterial waste from animals and drinkable without filtration. But in a survival situation, water is only half the battle. The journey down the mountain burns through calories and can quickly lead to exhaustion.
The whole journey, you know, as far as the relentless heat and the sun is just beating down and there is no shade, it's hard going. Check it out, man. Look at the beak on that thing.
Yeah.
Birds are the first sign of life and food.
And we must be disturbing their nest.
Well, if they come down here, I'm gonna eat them.
Hey, man. Looky here. Looky here.
Finally, the tree line, offering them refuge from the harsh sunlight and a new ecosystem to draw resources from.
Get that, brother. Exactly what we've been looking for, huh?
Yeah. Shade.
Yay. Oh, man, dude.
I'm gonna sit my ass down right here, man. At this point, we need to probably divvy up resources.
I guess I better go recon a route because, I mean, we may have to pull some rope tricks out.
In this situation, anyone would be a little bit fried, so I'm gonna focus on trying to find something to eat.
Well, I'm gonna head down this ravine here. I'll be back within an hour.
Okay. little teeny, whatever the hell that is. I haven't been to any place on the planet that doesn't have some sort of critter that crawls that you can't eat. So as much as Dave might hate this, I'm gonna go for something that critters and crawls. Time and time again, indigenous peoples have proven it's the little things that keep you going in a survival situation. Mice, rats, bugs, until you get that mule deer. So we can't afford to be choosy in this situation. Come here, you little bugger. Here's what I'm talking about. The stereotypical night crawler or earthworm, that's pure protein to me. I don't know what Dave's gonna think about that. Wash him off. You gotta eat him. This is not the way I would want to die. Taste it. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, eh? Whoa, look at that thing. This is probably the hoo-hoo grub here. Look at the size of those things, man.
Hoo-hoo, the larvae of a common New Zealand beetle, were considered a delicacy by the Maori, the indigenous people of New Zealand.
So this is worth spending some time with this. Look at that. In just, 30 seconds or so.
I've been the pathfinder on this mission, getting us off the glacier, getting us on the right track and path. So I think what I'm going to do is scout down further and try to find a better route that's shorter, maybe. Cody's not going to like this.
The steep drop-off leads straight down into a ravine, leaving them with a choice to walk alongside it or rappel into it.
Chances are we could run this thing for miles. And we've already trekked for miles, and we don't want to do that. We need to get where we're going.
We need to do something for my eyes, and the last thing we want is snow blindness out here.
Fresh snow reflects 80% of UV radiation and can cause a condition called snow blindness. Blocking the sun from above and the reflected light from the snow is a priority.
How do they look? Fashionable?
Totally. Dave's hit on me twice. Ever since I put these on, I gotta kind of keep them away from me. We might date later on. Let's face it. This is the bomb.
Woo. How you doing, man?
Doing good. What did you find on the recon?
Well, I tell you, buddy, you ain't gonna like it. I found a way to get through, but it's gonna take probably 60, 80 feet rappel.
The canyons of New Zealand are notorious for their maze-like nature. The fastest way out and back to civilization is down, but rappelling into them is no easy feat.
Where does it rappel into? Some mouth of Satan or something? Water? Well, I've done it once, so I'll just do it again. I got you a little surprise that's under your backpack there.
What is that, man? You think I'm gonna eat that?
It's a hoo-hoo grub.
A hoo what?
A hoo-hoo grub.
It looks like a freaking maggot.
Hold it by the head. Take a bite. Pull the head off. Don't eat it. And a hoo-hoo. It's a tiny sausage dripping with butter.
Doesn't taste like peanut butter.
Cheap-ass peanut butter. Hoo-hoo?
Hoo. More like it, man. Golly. Pretty gross, man.
Their next task is to avoid trekking for miles around the canyon by rappelling straight into it.
It's easier to go straight down to this canyon and run it out. If we have to rappel while we're inside this canyon, we're better off. We'll always have a way down, even if it's by rope.
If they don't rappel, it could take days to walk alongside it, wasting valuable time and energy.
Did you sure you checked everything here?
Yeah, man, the problem is, this thing could bluff out on us at any time. It's not gonna get any better than this.
It's a dangerous plan, Dave and Cody are relying on improvised harnesses from leftover climbing gear and are using a tree as their anchor.
I'm asking if you're making a snap judgment.
From what I can see eyeballing it, we got enough rope for this. And that's important. We got plenty of daylight right now. We probably got time to get out of this thing before it's too late and we can't get out of it.
Before you go, can I have you just like stand here for a minute and just mentally double check?
Yeah.
You know, just for me.
Yep.
You know, I'm sure you got taken care of, but Dave's hopped up. I'm not in my element at all. So I want him to slow down. He seems stressed out.
I'm just like you, man. I mean, I get stressed out. Been hot.
Well, I know. Let's do this and then double check it and then triple check it,
Oh, yeah.
okay? Because you're amped up.
Oh, I'm amped up, all right.
I don't want him going full charge over that cliff and all of a sudden I'm up here and I just hear a thump. You know what I'm saying?
The release of the hormone adrenaline prepares the body for stressful situations, like rappelling off a cliff. But too much of it can lead to impulsive behavior and disastrous results.
So that's cool, that's hooked up right, you're harnessed, the rope's the way you want it in your pack.
Remember, on rappel?
On rappel?
On belay, you go.
Okay.
To avoid losing their only rope, the plan is to pull it down once inside the canyon. But if the rope gets caught, they'll be forced to continue without it.
I don't know what Dave's let us down into. He's saying this is the only place to cross. He's reconned it. I don't have any other options. We need to keep moving, and we need to keep moving safely.
This is not the glacier here, boys. This is the man stuff. Cody's gonna die when he comes over this. When he swings on that rope off that anchor, it's gonna freak him out.
If someone is in this situation and the only way out is to do something like this, they need to bite the bullet and do it, but do it as safely as possible. Check, recheck, recheck, and then realize, you know, this is the ticket out. Pray, whatever it takes, get the courage to go over the edge safely and do it.
I'm repaired! On the leg! All right, man, I got you! You did a good job, man. Thanks.
Now, deep inside the canyon, there is no way out except to continue down, and they've still got only one rope to help.
There's a waterfall. We could just probably slide down on our back. All right?
Yeah. I think Dave's hopped up. I want him to slow down.
There's a fall over here, Cody, off to this side, but we can slide down this first to get there.
We've blown a lot of energy, and now we're doing this stuff. So I'm gonna try to make him psychologically slow down.
In a survival situation, when you're carrying a minimal amount of gear like we are, the bottom line of this thing is there's no going back up. The sun's going down, hypothermia will be right around the corner at that point. Come here, man, look at this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I'm repaired! On the line!
Cody and Dave are canyoneering with limited supplies, making their way back to civilization from New Zealand's labyrinth of canyons.
Let's see if we can find a place for a natural anchor, and then I guess we're gonna have to probably cut this rope now.
You climb back out here and up over?
Yeah, maybe. See what's over on this side, maybe. because I can't see around this rock without crawling into that fall. Yeah, this thing is massive. So this is a scary deal even for me. Yeah, we can use this rock. It's just going to take a lot of rope to do that. Once you go over there.
They'll slice off a section of the rope and tie it around the boulder, using it as an anchor for their third rappel, this time down an icy glacial waterfall.
Right there, Cody. Reach. Got it. All right.
There's no guarantee of a safe landing. The rope could entangle them, and the waterfall could push them underwater.
It's a leap of faith, there's no doubt about that. We had to cut our rope to make an anchor. We lost about 7 or 8 feet of rope. So if it's 7 or 8 feet from touching the bottom, that's 7 or 8 feet Cody's getting high. We're gonna have to drop off this rope into a pool with unknown depth right now. That's a big deal to me. And I'm a little worried about it. I'm definitely worried about Cody going over this. Okay, man.
On a waterfall rappel, facing outward and looking down minimizes the risk of drowning.
Hey, Dad! I just want to get it over with. You know, I've developed a climbing system that works for me. Shut up, trust Dave, and don't look down. Thought I was gonna get hypothermia waiting on you, brother. I was shaking, man. How you feeling? Water's cold.
It's getting later in the day. I'm totally soaked now. I can feel myself start to shiver, so if a person in this situation got stuck in a canyon like this, and it got dark and all their clothes are wet, very bad setup for hypothermia.
Surviving in the frigid canyon is a race against time. When the body's temperature drops, the hypothalamus sets off shivering to create heat. This expends extra energy and leads to exhaustion.
It looks like it's starting to open up a little bit.
Man, let's just head for that, you know?
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay. I'm right behind you.
A long day in the canyon results in a drop of 1,000 feet in elevation. But daylight is fading fast, and in a survival situation, finding safe shelter is critical.
Come and check this out, man. Looks like there's a rock right here sticking out, man. We don't have to cut much trees to get in there. We slip right up in that hole right there.
The wind's cut now by 90%.
Totally blocked right there. What do you think?
That's the best I've seen.
The natural shelter provides protection from both wind and rain.
You know, this shelter doesn't look like much, but if you can have Ma Nature work for you, with just breaking off 5 or 6 branches, we have a little shelter here with very little calories spent. And that's key, especially in a situation like this where people might have low calories, low energy, or both. Yeah, this is nice.
Oh, yeah, man. I could sleep here for days.
Yeah.
It was a little bit damp, but heck, fire.
Before breaking camp, basic survivalist strategy makes food priority number 1.
Hey, you know, since we're down toward the low area, I'm gonna do a quick recon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the rest of those hoo-hoo grubs and see if I can, you know, maybe do some fishing, because the water, I think it's a lot slower down there.
I definitely won't waste any time while you're gone. I'll get some stuff done.
Okay, I'll be back in a bit.
All right, man.
Now that they've made it to a safer elevation, below the tree line, Cody's ready to go after some bigger game.
This was kind of a little pondy lake area, but now it's starting to get really narrow. So maybe I could hand fish this area for eel or whatever they might have in here.
New Zealand has some of the world's biggest freshwater eel, thriving in narrow water channels from mountain runoff.
The cool thing about fishing is there's not a lot of me burning calories to do that.
The first step is making a fishing line that can pull in an eel close enough for Cody to grab.
When I can come up to this flax plant and realize that it won't break when I pull it, I know instinctively that I can make cord out of it. I don't know anything more about this plant, but I know I can make string out of it just because of the properties that it has.
By braiding together a few strands of fiber from the plant, its strength increases exponentially.
I'm just gonna start like this and grab that top fiber, twist it away from me, trap the bottom bundle, and twist my wrist back toward me. So boom, boom, boom. That's one ply. Grab the top one, twist it away from you, trap the bottom bundle, and twist your wrist back towards you. You just keep repeating that process over and over. When I keep doing this, it starts to look a lot like string you buy from the store. And this is really, really tough stuff. This is probably overkill for fishing line, but the eels around here, I mean, they've been recorded to over 100 pounds.
The Maori hand-fished eel for generations, and just like them, Cody plans to lure in the eel with the scent of his bait.
Eels have an amazing sense of smell, so I'm gonna kind of mash these grubs so they have more scent when they're in the water.
But to catch them, Cody's using his own sock as the hook. Eel have inward-facing teeth that should get snagged on the wool fibers when they bite.
There's a nice undercut bank here. Dave's done more share of his work on this adventure, so I'd love to bring back a nice, you know, fat eel.
Back at camp, Dave creates a new use for the climbing rope.
This climbing rope is an everyday object. Lots of people carry climbing rope when they go out into the woods. The inner cords are going to allow me to do a lot of different things if I need to. I mean, you can make bow drills with this. You could break this down further and use it for suturing material if you had to. I'm going to build a net that Cody and I can use for a backpack. A net is a very, very handy item to have and very important to know how to build in a survival situation. What you need to do with this is take your strands singly. You can decide how big you want your net holes to be. In this case, I made these net holes about 4 inches.
The first step is to tie clove hitch knots on each strand. Then Dave ties another series of alternating knots, creating the netting.
And then when you got down to your last one, we'll have a usable net. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but it'll definitely do the job.
How deep do you think that is?
Caught on a floodplain,
No, don't go backwards, Cody.
It's just pushing me down.
in a punishing current.
You can swim, right?
Sorry, brother. You know, I'm not crazy about killing stuff. It's just a hell of a lot of meat. It's half my height, if not more. It weighs probably at least 10 or 12 pounds. This doesn't always happen. It's rare to get this big of an animal, but you know, no complaints here.
Drying eel is a traditional Maori method. It also has added survival benefits.
You know, if we dry this eel as opposed to cook it, it doesn't go bad. As soon as the surface area dries, the blowflies or any sort of flies can't lay maggots. With the heat of the New Zealand sun, we're good to go. And I'll keep the head on again for easy transport. Howdy.
What the hell you got, man?
I have an eel.
Holy cow, man, that is awesome.
What you got there?
I found out after you left, we cut that rope off. Yesterday, it had like 7 inner strands in it, almost like a piece of paracord.
Oh, well.
So I figured I'd make this a gill net, and you can use it for a backpack if we have to take some stuff with us.
That's great.
So what do you think, man? Fire and meat, right?
Well, we got meat, but why do you want to build a fire?
Cook it right now.
Yeah, well, we can eat some raw. We got to keep moving too, though, man. I could dry this on my back as we're moving, but we can eat some of this right now, man.
We could cook that thing, even sear it. You know, in the 15 minutes it would take us to start a bow drill fire.
Okay, so we look around for firewood sticks, then we take the time to do that, then we gather firewood, then we build a fire, then we cook it, then how many hands of daylight is that?
Do I want to eat it raw? Hell no, I don't want to eat it raw. That's like eating sushi. I don't want that crap. I don't eat raw fish because I'm American. I want red meat from 4-legged animals. We got an eel, but I want the damn thing cooked.
So I hear you. You know, I would like to build a fire and hang here, but we can eat pieces of it raw, we can eat pieces of it dry as we're moving and getting out of this situation. We're in the mountains, and the weather can change like that. I want to move. Donner Party, classic example. They rested their oxen for 2 extra days, and those 2 extra days screwed them for trying to get over the summit. So just because it seems calm, I never take that stuff for granted. Okay, here, crumb cake.
We're gonna agree to disagree on this one. We're gonna do what we gotta do.
Definitely oily, so that's good news.
Yeah, it does have an oily flavor to it.
I like the eel. It does have kind of a weird aftertaste that kind of turns Dave off, but the bottom line is its calories, man. And in a survival situation, you can't be choosy.
Continuing down the hills toward a valley is the best option when looking for civilization. But valleys often have rivers, and this one's nearly a quarter-mile wide, filled with icy mountain runoff, and glacial silt lining the riverbed can be as treacherous as quicksand.
This water over here is pretty deep, man. You can tell by these ripples, these big long waves. Maybe down there by that point, around where that eddy comes around, it might be a little shallow.
Are you dead set going that way?
I don't see anything down this way.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, at least it's going downstream too.
So I'm thinking we need to get to the other side.
Okay, let me cut some willows. How deep do you think that is?
Well, that's hard to say, man. I mean, it could be waist deep, it could be, you know, neck deep. Rivers kill people every year where I come from, especially with a heavy pack on your back like I'm carrying. Or Cody, he could slip under the rocks, get caught on something with that net, he's done. He's gonna drown.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the brunt of the force, and I'm gonna be upstream, and I'm gonna pull with this up current, and Dave's gonna lean against me, and I'm gonna break the current for him.
I'm following your footsteps for the most part, bro.
Pretty tight out here.
You think?
Just 2 feet of fast-moving river water has enough force to sweep away a pickup truck.
Hold on, easy. Getting real deep.
There's a hole right here. Look here. There's a hole right beside me. There you go. You all right?
It's just pushing me down.
You can swim, right? It's gonna get deep again. You're not gonna have a choice. It's gonna be deep no matter what.
It's this thick is disappearing.
No, don't go backwards, Cody. When you get deeper in the water, there's no rush now.
It's easier.
Now, push it down at an angle. Piece of cake, Daddy-o.
I wasn't sure about that one. It got deeper and deeper.
Riverbeds are subject to flash floods. Wide open areas like this one are not a safe place to stay for very long.
In any sort of situation where you're in a massive floodplain, get out of it. There's wet under my feet, so we're in an active river bed. I do not want to shelter out here.
This river widens out really bad right here. We're gonna have to get across this thing someplace. We got an hour before that sun's going down.
I know.
And if we're gonna get wet, we need to get wet now.
I know, yeah, it's windy, so I don't want, let's do it as soon as possible.
Who's gonna take the swim, brother?
Well, I got less stuff to take off, so let me take this one.
All right, you got it.
The quickest way is straight across, but the river ahead is too deep to wade through.
Okay, I'm gonna stay about right here, Cody. In case you don't make it to the other side or something happens, I can throw you a rope. I'm gonna stay down a little bit downstream from
You
you.
might
If
want to
that's where
go a
you're
little
gonna
bit further
from,
than
let me
that. This is going to push me out pretty quick. I'm going to
Okay.
go in about right here.
All right, man, whenever you're ready.
Ready?
Yep. Come on, Cody! You all right? All right, buddy. Ready?
Ready.
The safest way to cross a fast-moving river with a partner is to be reeled in.
I'm gonna tie a hand loop in this rope.
Don't want to ever tie a rope to yourself. You can get drug under the current, catch on a rock, piece of driftwood, and drown. So you just want to loop in there to hold on to in case something happens. You can always let go. You ready?
I'm ready. Okay.
Good job, man.
In a survival scenario, when you're the anchor, when you're the lifeline, whether it's rappelling or doing a river crossing like this, that's it. You know, you put your money where your mouth is and you just pull like hell and get it done. But you know, I trusted him the last few days on the end of the line, and now he kind of had to trust me.
As the sun starts to set, Dave and Cody reach the other side of the river basin, and civilization is finally in sight.
There's fence up there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Horses. Oh, yeah, there's people here.
Nice.
Man, good job, brother. Made it again, huh?
That was a haul.
All right, man.
Anybody can get through a survival situation like this if they understand some key elements. You have to make intelligent decisions. You have to move slow. You have to think about every move you make and everything you do if you want to survive.
Any sort of survival situation, especially something like this, requires a lot of determination, hopefully training, physical fitness. You never give up. Adaptability, improvise and adapt to the max, and a hell of a lot of luck. Because there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee.
The most crazy and unhinged moments, number 2. Let's see. Last time we talked a bunch about ranking. Oh gosh, that was a trip down memory lane. Wait. MasterCard. Because the best way to play an MMO is to do everything possible to not play it. Oh gosh.
MMORPG has gained a reputation of being the most intense genre of game, and for good reason. They're competitive, easily the most time-consuming, the most grindy, and combine this with the fact that...
Oh my god, sorry. Age of Conan, dude. Oh my gosh. Who here played Age of Conan? God damn it, man. I really, really like this game. And the reason I'm getting a little bit excited is because he's playing what I played. I played an archer, a hunter. I think they were called archers. And I remember I would have a crossbow. And the crossbow had like a wind-up ability that took like 5 seconds and it would do so much damage. And there was also like, you could execute people. If you got like a crit when they were close to dying, there would be like a little cutscene where you would like chop off their head. It was so cool, man. Oh my gosh. Age of Conan is that's an old school one. Unfortunately, there just wasn't enough content in the game, and it ended up kind of being a little bit poop, but it was cool.
They never end. It's not uncommon these days for players to have several years of play with a substantial portion of their time dedicated to items or rewards that would leave most rational people mystified of their obsessiveness. World of Warcraft, being a staple of the genre, is no different, and today we continue our series of videos covering the most unhinged, craziest, obsessed, spectacular, and maybe even the most toxic moments in its history. Before we get into it, I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Boot.dev. Boot.dev is a learning platform that gives you a very hands-on way to learn Python, SQL, and Go through interactive lessons. It's actually built like an RPG. You earn XP, unlock achievements, fight bosses, but at the same time, everything you do is teaching you these real and job-ready skills for a profession that's been earning over $100,000 a year. And if that isn't MMO-like enough for you, they also recently released the Training Grounds feature, which lets you complete challenges infinitely for as long as you want, until whatever content you're working on clicks for you. And if you get stuck, you can enlist the aid of either the AI-powered bear wizard, Boots, or an active Discord community of real people to help guide you through things.
We do prefer real people.
If you've ever thought about finally learning real back-end development the fun way, go to boot.dev and
real people is preferred.
Mad Season Show to get 25% off the entire first year on the annual plan.
Surely we'll earn 170k as a programmer. It's probably the similar thing with streaming, right? Like the top people in that like do programming probably earn a whole lot, but most don't earn very much at all.
Anyways, back to the video. Classic World of Warcraft.
Okay.
The refuge. The oasis from the impure. Free from the clutches of gameplay destroying monetization and the greedy corporate shell of a game that retail has become. You want a level? Buy the level boost. You want gold? Buy the WoW token. You want the best gear in the game? Gladiator? A super high level item? Use the gold from the WoW token. I love MMOs, but you know, I hate the leveling. I mean, I love the
I agree.
The genre, but I hate farming gold. It's my favorite type of game to play, but I hate having to find a guild and having to socialize to raid. The MMORPG is the only genre of game that people love so much that they'll actually pay any amount of money possible to not play it. And
when you say it like that, it's actually kind of crazy. Like, it is insane. Oh man, I love it. I love WoW. It's such a good game. I can't wait to play it. Buy boost, buy WoW token, buy like everything. Like it's so silly.
Money possible to not play it. And one of the things that classic World of Warcraft was anticipated and touted for was that it was the before times, the pure early years before the game was monetized in 40 different ways.
I guess you could argue that this is just gaming in general these days, though. I feel like the early days of video games, like I guess early days, like 90s, 2000s and stuff like that, there just wasn't as like egregious, crazy monetization as there is nowadays.
Ever since Activision acquired Blizzard
it's a shame.
in 2008, players have slowly witnessed the game becoming more and more monetized in more and more impactful ways. What started as just in-game cosmetic pets we promise, slowly transformed into being able to purchase all forms of character progression, of course, even the best items and the most coveted titles available with a swipe of a credit card. And so when Classic 2019 was announced, and players learned that its only monetization was a subscription fee, they felt like they were going back to those good old days.
That is true. But the investors would never like that. That's why you get the freaking boost, and that's why you get all these like early access, like epic editions, mega editions, and stuff like that. It's a shame, but it's the investors, you know. I think it's because it's the genre that attempts to persuade the players its life itself. I don't really know what you mean with that, but I mean it is essentially a second life. It is. You get social proof from the game. Yeah. I mean, playing an MMO is essentially like a second life, and that's why that's why it became so popular, because you could kind of forget about the real life and just immerse yourself in this fantasy world, right? It's also why it's so addicting.
Meant something because they were obtained with time commitment instead of a credit card. But as time went on and the game started to get progressively and blatantly infested with bots, players started to put two and two together, and they realized if there's such a large supply, there must also be a large demand. Players, of course, turned to third-party websites to do anything in their
1,200 gold for $76. Damn.
Power to not play the video game that they claim to love playing. Raiders, rankers, levelers paying for dungeon boosts, casual players browsing the auction house, largely in part with Blizzard's lack of agency or interest in enforcing the terms of service. RMT was and remains to be rampant in classic World of Warcraft, as players were all too eager to immediately.
It'll keep happening as well. As long as people purchase and utilize these services, they will keep happening because they're worth it for them to do it. You ever paid that much? I never bought gold. Ever.
The last bastion of an even playing field. The intense demand birthed a veritable bot army infesting every single corner of the game, and players watched hundreds invade leveling zones, over
this is sad to see,
farming
though.
spots, fly hack teleport to raids. They would be abused in boost runs, where mages would gather up hundreds of mobs in a dungeon to AoE them all at once. Often this was done with cheating software. They would create these automatically ran scripts that would perform their routes for them, or just straight up teleport hack, as players who yearned for the good old days of meaningful leveling and questing AFK'd at the entrance, paying with gold that they bought with the credit card. Essentially,
it is a bit sad, but I guess as people just... I suppose maybe you value your time over the money, so maybe it's someone that like works and then they come home and they only have a few hours to play. They want to get to the end game at level 60, so instead of like spending their hours leveling and actually playing the game, they just pay someone else to play it for them so they can get to the content that they want to see. It is a bit of a shame that it is like that, but I think a lot of people probably do that. I mean, that's why it's so popular.
Purchasing a level boost in all but name. It was particularly rampant within the raiding community, as with...
Just play a single player game at that point? No, I think it's also because like massively, like MMOs comes with like some sort of prestige in like, oh, this guy has like the Warclaves or an old school RuneScape. Oh my god, he has the Twisted Bow or whatever, right? People see that and they're like, oh my gosh, but you could just like cheat your way to it. So people will go out of their way and purchase stuff in the game just for clout too.
Vanilla and its balance being in the Wild West.
What was that thing with, there was some guy back in the day, I don't remember the name of him, but like back in 2006, there was some really famous rogue that had Warclaves that then ended up selling his account to some guy, and then it was such a popular, famous rogue that the guy that purchased the account ended up getting banned. Because people could just tell it wasn't him. And then, obviously, it's not legal, so...
Consumables played a huge role.
Oh, it's against the TOS.
Months of raiding war on many players as they turned towards swiping in order to maintain the costly upkeep.
Was it
and
your
not
guild?
only that,
Really?
as time went on and raids became more and more puggable, GDKP runs would become more and more common. Short for gold dragon killing points, which makes no sense, by the way. Items in these raids would be auctioned off in a bidding war between the players, and at the end, the pot would be split evenly amongst the raid. For some,
Hey, evenly is a big stretch. Because the whole reason why GDKPs are happening is because people profit off of them. The people who make the GDKPs, they're literally doing it as a job. They are managing and utilizing these GDKPs to make money or gold, right? Because they take a split. The normal thing was that, okay, there's an organizer that does a GDKP raid. They make an even split amongst the raid, where the top DPS gets a little bit of a higher cut. That's the carries. But then there's a management cut, and that's not a small cut. That's usually like 20% of the whole pot. Which means that let's say there is 100,000 gold that was like traded in that raid, they take 20,000 gold just for themselves, and then it's a cut for the rest. I know when I was running GDKPs back in TBC and like late vanilla, early TBC and late TBC, I guess. The people that would run these GDKPs, they would do, I kid you not, like 7 raids a day. They would just have 30 characters to raid on. And they would just raid, be done, raid, be done, raid, be done. They would raid like just all day, every day. It's a job.
It was an interesting way to...
And then they sell the gold back to the people buying the gold, entering the GDKPs. I mean, it's crazy.
Gold while participating in the
It's so crazy.
And for others, the pipeline to achieve the best gear in the game by swiping a credit card, just like the retail version of the game, culminating with this now infamous screenshot of a player paying near gold cap for Gressel, which is the best in slot one-hander for DPS.
$5,000 for a Gressel in Nax when BC is about to come out. That's crazy. That is insane.
Warriors. These GDKP runs would soon take over the game, even prompting enough demand for Blizzard to ban them in future reruns.
He said, yeah, I do remember, that guy that purchased it said he got that much money from doing Diamol East jump runs. He said he farmed gold cap off of Diamol East jump runs. That is insane.
They're still in the 2019 line of the game, and they...
How much can you make from a jump run? Like, how much do you make an hour? 100 gold, 200 gold an hour? Something like that, maybe, if you're really efficient, if you're running with like a warrior and then a healer and you're doing it together. You make like, what, 100, 200 an hour each? It's crazy, though. He must have farmed a lot of Diamol East. He must have just lived in there, though. Respect for that.
Remain to be quite dominant. And so, the combined efforts of the players themselves and the lack of moderation on Blizzard's part, one of the things that chased players away from the retail version of the game is now fully integrated into the culture of what was supposed to be an escape. With this screenshot serving as a monument that time is an endless circle and all roads eventually lead to the same place. Usually in response to that, people will say it's gatekeeping, completely ignoring the fact that it's a multiplayer game and all progress is relative. Not that you would expect somebody who pays other people to play 90% of the game for them to understand the genre. But if you really want to talk about gatekeeping...
The Blacklist streamer add-on. I remember this.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Oh.
The build-up to Classic's release was one of the most intense moments in the Blizzard community's history.
I know, you know.
Distrust of the modern developers. The pre-launch for the 2019 run was dominated by the no changes movement. The raids, class balance or lack thereof, items, reputations, PvP system, world buffs. They wanted the original game.
Yep, no changes.
As humanly possible. Any and everything, from blob shadows to the classic water to even introducing artificial lag to match the limited technological.
They actually, like, Blizzard went really out of their way to like make it no changes or like as it was. And the thing is, people didn't want like no changes. They wanted to be like the private servers that they know. Because that's how the private servers were. They added like spell batching in an insane like high MS just to simulate that as well. It was pretty crazy. It was a crazy design.
Infrastructure.
But it was because that's how Nostalrius did it. And people were used to Nostalrius. So they wanted... people didn't really want no changes. They wanted like the Nostalrius experience, I think. 2019 Classic, what a time. I think they did the best they really could with how people wanted, because man, if they did not, people would be there with pitchforks. It's crazy. The Classic community is ridiculous when it comes to that, but it's just funny to see where we've come from that.
The mid-2000s.
I would be there with a pitchfork as well. Probably. Yeah, probably would. Yeah.
Today, this crowd has mellowed out quite a bit, especially after the death blow that was delivered via paid level boosts. Told you so, by the way. But anyone who's active during the lead up to the game will...
People who say no changes will ruin Classic. This is a message to those no changes people. All you're doing is stagnating the game. What is the quality of life changes really due to the longevity of Classic? Adding a barber shop, implementing achievements, adding more NPCs around the world. Developing and improving Classic seems to be getting more popular, and I'm not surprised one bit. New raids, dungeons, quest zones that directly engage with the current lore would be vast improvement of a game that in some respect seems unfinished. Your no changes game toxic attitude is outright pathetic and childish. When you look at this like comment now, he's not wrong. Like, he is not wrong. Like, he's being very rude, but like having some sort of like, he's essentially arguing for Classic Plus. He's being really like abrasive about it, but when you look at it though from 2019, if they were to be like, hey guys, here's Classic WoW, but we added a bunch of dungeons and cool stuff, people would hate it. People would not like that because that wasn't the meta then. That wasn't what people were used to. The whole Turtle WoW and all that stuff became really popular after the release because people wanted more after they got Classic. So nowadays it makes sense, but back in 2019, there would be pitchforks, for sure.
Call just how intense it was, and anyone suggesting any change, no matter how minor it may have been, were immediately drawn and quartered.
Nowadays it makes more sense because people have kind of been burned out a little bit on all the Classic stuff, so people just want something different. The no changes players aren't playing Era now. Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. It's been years, right? It's been years of like playing and stuff like that. Even for myself, like, I've kind of experienced a lot of the stuff that I want to see of it. But even with that being said, I can still go back now and play Era and do the hardcore, like a hardcore playthrough or whatever, and still enjoy that. So I don't think it was stupid that they did no changes. I think it was the best that they could do. It's just a different landscape nowadays. I mean, didn't people throw a fit when the Sarge Alliance Rend Wellbuff got to Era? I think they did, yeah.
The player base believed that the best thing that Blizzard could do for the game was to not touch it. But that's not the unhinged part. Obviously, one of the things that has changed since 2004 that's outside of Blizzard's and the player's control is the world surrounding the game. You can recreate it perfectly to every pixel as much as you want, but the players now know the game like the back of their penis. Database websites are far more advanced. People now talk on Discords instead of in-game and on forums. YouTube has full guides on how to do literally everything. And the collective player.
Dude, I remember TipSop making a guide on how to do like Wailing Caverns. It's so crazy. It's pretty insane. But I mean, that's how it was though. I mean, it's the hype. It was just the hype of it. That's what it is.
Yes, they're now balding, and
I would argue they know the game better. Do you mean the players or what?
In their life choices, such as playing too much World of Warcraft in their youth. It's a different time, to be sure.
Yes, I mean, of course, there's the ones that play it.
The differences is the streaming culture. Of course, there were no live streamers in 2000.
Yeah, the streaming.
With the game being multi.
Yeah, I kind of want to see who's live. Hold on, I'm just interested.
Of course, there are.
Ayo, Tusaru, Tellus, Everson, Evitil, Savix, Naui, Joker, TBC, Classic, Mage Leveling.
No live stream.
Perplexity.
In 2004.
Kind of fun seeing.
Okay. The game being multiplayer, the No Changes crowd saw them as a threat to this temporary sanctity of the game. What if a streamer plays on their server? What if they have a crowd of people spamming chat channels, giving them free items, gold, an easy scarab lord? It was a multiplayer game after all. You can just live in your own bubble and not affect others. And so this would become a source of friction between streamers, their
streamers are cancer. Oh god.
The rest of the player base, with some members.
Dude, Berlina was an experience. That was an experience, but at the very least, for the most part, all the streamers, myself included, were kind of just on that server. That was just like the streamer server. You know, it was a cesspool. It was, streamers are great but also horrible. Like for the game. I think streamers can bring a lot of cool stuff when it comes to like, you know, certain events and doing cool events and things like that. But it can also definitely be a shit show with it.
The latter, making it clear that.
What's the great part? Well, I mean, to give you a recent example, we're doing like a season discovery event right now, and we're able to do this because we're streaming and we're making videos, and we can bring so many people together and then go and enjoy like an event. I think something like that is an amazing thing to be able to do as a streamer.
Alien communities were not welcome on their server. This would go on for months until it hit something of a boiling point when a popular streamer named Soda Poppin had this to say.
I'd love to not receive any streamer benefits, but also all the downsides of being a streamer. I don't want to receive those either. I'd rather it all just be gone. I want to be a completely normal player.
There's a lot of great things about streaming WoW in terms of, oh, you get gold, you get gear, people to always group with. But then you also gotta deal with some of the bad things, right? It's how it goes. And what it says, if it wasn't for streamers, loyal players would have been filling a single medium pub server and have a blast. Yeah, probably. Probably.
That's not happening. One thing you could do is basically a Horde and Alliance blacklist. If an Alliance player is just blatantly just being a fucking spur, just stream sniping, cloud chain, like all these different terrible things, like annoying things, I'll take that person and I'll say, okay, blacklist this person. My friends on the Alliance or other streamers don't play with this person. They are never allowed anything that the actual good guilds on the Alliance are doing. They're blacklisted. So you won't get any actual good raids. You'll never actually get any good gear. And eventually, if you want to keep stream sniping, you're going to be doing it while I have double your gear.
This was essentially an open declaration of war to the...
Apparently it was such a shit show. Who remembers advertise?
Hello, everybody.
Oh, gosh.
That changes crowd. Who
the funniest thing about that advertise thing was apparently he was some really big YouTuber. Like some voice coach, something like that, with like millions of subs on YouTube, that literally just did it for the love of the game. He just did it for the love of the fucking game. Oh god.
Their most powerful weapon. Complaining on the forums. The autism reached their highest levels when a coalition of players announced the creation of an add-on called the Blacklist, which was designed to blacklist not just Soda Poppin, but all streamers.
On August 12th, a coalition of at least 4 well-known hardcore private server guilds always planned to speed level a full raid in hopes of a week-one regular guilds will announce their intended server with its presence. Streamers, you're not welcome on X. Any attempt to play on our server will result in such an amount of griefing from both factions that you will be unable to play. You have been warned. After 9 days, we will begin the plan of attack. They will be course pimps. They will be chain CC'd. They will have their bags and mailboxes filled with heavy leather balls and...
No! The heavy leather balls!
Peeling onions. They will not be able to take a single mob in any zone that they're in. This will be a coordinated effort of at least 180 level 60 players. No amount of fanboys will stop us.
Oh gosh.
But that's not enough. Sometime after our announcement, but before the game launches, we will publish the Blacklist.
Oh gosh.
An add-on that will make streamers invisible to their own faction and constantly tracked by their opposing faction.
Now,
with the Blacklist, any streamer and those in the same guild will have the following effects placed on them. Your trade requests and group requests will be automatically cancelled. If a player enters a group you are already in, they will automatically leave. Attempts to join any group by a blacklisted individual will fail.
I'm sorry. This is why the whole thing reason is one of you guys mentioned like Hobby Putin with the Red Empire. Shit like this has happened forever in Classic. I'm not trying to make a slight of the things that's happening right now with the Red Empire and stuff like that, but dude, if you've been around Classic WoW and like private servers and all that stuff, these things are unfortunately kind of normal. Like there is some really crazy people
You will not be able to be targeted with beneficial spells.
Yep.
Your oxos will be hidden. Your scent in all channels, including say, yell, and whisper, will not appear anywhere to anyone.
They want the shit to fail. Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's super cringe. I can't handle this classic community, so happy I ditched it. Dude, there is some very interesting people in it for sure.
You will automatically be banned from any custom chat channels, including global ones. Your precise rotation will be broadcast to all members of the opposite faction. And this is the tip of the iceberg.
I love the point of it. That's
It goes on to say that incentives such as gold and gear.
People must actually know these streamer fucks. Can't be that hard to fuck them up. See, this is where it gets crazy though. Fuck them up in real life. See how far their server intimidation gets them then. Have you actually seen Aspen or Soda? They look like a stiff breeze would knock them over. Like people are, there is some very big hatred in a lot of people for sure.
Would be offered to participate in guilds, and even those who refused to participate would be added to the blacklist, marking the peak of one of the most embarrassing moments in the game's history.
Yeah.
Which is kind of saying a lot.
Yeah. It's the 2019 Classic was an experience. It was an experience. Diarmol Ashurka's Kazakh. What is this? Phase 2. The honor system?
PvP will be a subject often discussed in the series, as it's quite a potent source of degeneracy. And
Okay.
next on the list is Phase 2 of Classic 2019.
Okay.
Those re-released Classic World of Warcraft. They implemented something of a schedule of content releases.
Yep.
Of course, when the game originally released back in 2004, many of the features and systems, raids, dungeons, recipes, quests, and so on were slowly added. So for the re-release, they decided to pick what they felt to be the most major of these updates and fit them into a 6-phase schedule to roughly match the cadence of patch releases in the original run of the game.
I think it was pretty good the way that it did it. It was okay. I would have loved to have seen progressive itemization as well though, but that's just like a personal flaw that I found with it.
One would come with the original raids, multi-core Onyxia, as well as Maraudon, and as you can see, it explicitly mentions that while you can PvP, there are no rewards for doing so.
Yep.
This missing honor system would come in Phase 2, which was released on November 12th, 2019, which is about 2.5 months after its initial release. So by this point, vast majority of serious players had hit level 60, and they started to accumulate high-end gear. The reason why it was...
Yeah. Why aren't streamers that know the game community like you and few others allowed to help lead these projects they're attempting? I mean, I don't know. It's like streamers can do many cool things, like bringing attention to stuff and like hyping up things. I mean, you could argue that whether you like streamers or not, whether you like content creators and YouTubers and you think they're a plague of the game or whatever, I would argue a big reason why like this whole like classic WoW even happened is because that they were so heavily pushed by a lot of content creators. That wasn't myself. I wasn't really a streamer back then when all those things like happened. I was just kind of doing my own thing, but a lot of it was really heavily pushed by it. It was private servers. It was Nostalrius. The whole thing sparked with Nostalrius, and then the petition, and then but there was also a lot of things being pushed from streamers. Many non-streamers wanted it as well, of course. Yeah, I'm not saying that they were like the reason why it happened, but they were a big help in it coming to fruition. Obviously, getting those 350,000 petitions, signs was that was like a big nail in the coffin. And I signed that petition myself. I don't know if you guys did. Streamers brought the hype and attention to convince some to come back. Yeah, and that's what streamers can be good at, I think. Bringing hype and letting people know about stuff. But it can also come at a detriment, right? Obviously.
One of the most toxic and degenerate
Not really many.
moments in the game's history, however, was 3 in total. 1, as low as level 48, players would count as an honorable kill, and therefore give honor. 2, there were no battlegrounds implemented at this point, as the first 2, the Warsun Gulch and the Altric Valley, were coming in Phase 2.
Streamers can become echo chambers as well, yeah.
PvP on a PvP server. Well, that is if you count PvP as groups of 10, 20, 30 plus running around corpse camping level 40.
Dude, I saw, there was a video, I was watching Soda the other night, and he was talking about something similar. He found a video of some priest on Fairlina that timed how long it took to run from Thorium Point to get inside of BRD on Fairlina. It took him half an hour to run from Thorium Point to BRD. Half an hour. She would run, die, run, die, run, die. They would be poured all the way into the dungeon, killing him. 13 deaths for 30 minutes.
Yates and Feldwood and Rogue stocking flight points to gank people who went AFK to take a shit.
Yeah. Streamers are somewhat subject to the opinion of the people, so if they don't represent them, they lose popularity. I think there's also just a lot of people that don't share their opinions online, and like don't follow the streamer stuff, like don't do those things. I think that's the majority of players. They just don't care. I mean, before I kind of was a lot more involved in streaming and YouTube and all those things, I pretty much, I just didn't look at those things. I kind of just played games. That's it.
On a PvP server during this time, even if you were a solo level 60, it was like the Purge movies where people are allowed to freely hunt each other without legal repercussions for 24 hours. The world was uninhabitable. So
it was bad.
PvP hotspots that happened to hold dungeons like Blackrock Depths.
Look at this.
Blackrock Mountain was a corpse run marathon, cutting the travel time from 5 minutes to 50. Questing areas for levels 50 to 60 were the prime hunting grounds. And
yeah, I've spoken about this a billion times, but like, to put this in perspective, I would camp the Minithal harbor boats. You could kill people 3 times before they would not be worth honor anymore. And whenever you would zone in the boat, even if you were a corpse, you would spawn again and rest. So I would kill someone on the boat. They would spawn when the boat zoned over to Kalimdor. I would kill them again. The boat would go to Eastern Kingdoms. I would kill them again. The boat would go back to Kalimdor. I would kill them again, and it would go back to Eastern Kingdoms, and I would let them go. That's how it was. That's how ranking was. Ranking was absolutely ridiculous. Terrible person. I didn't do it because I didn't like them or I wanted to camp them. I did it because I had to keep up with other people ranking as well. And if I didn't do it, I couldn't keep up. That's how it was.
If you're
not like the ranking system is like the most toxic, horrible system ever. It was so crazy. It's the rogues would be in Minithal Harbor. Me and Bobka, Savix, Stiletto, a bunch of other rogues would be there. And all the shamans and warriors and the rest of the classes would be around BRM, the Blackrock Mountain.
It was green.
In retrospect, do you regret doing the rank 14 grind? I don't know if I regret it. Sometimes I do. I do think I could have probably spent my time a lot better than doing that, but that's just what I did, man. I just wanted to do that. It was like classic WoW came out. It was my favorite game. Like I finally could play it. I could finally rank. Like I just wanted to do it. I wanted to do it so bad.
Around the table as everybody was scrambling to scavenge as much honor as humanly possible. And remember, this was the era before Dungeon Finder and teleports. You either had to quest out in the world or hide in the confines of a dungeon and mindlessly grind it over and over.
To keep them forever, Manny.
You'd have actual raids patrolling across entire zones in circles, hunting levelers, and another one waiting at the graveyard in case they took resurrection sickness. When the honor system first released in 2005, it wasn't like this because no one really understood the game, but by 2020, the game obviously has been microanalyzed and hyper-optimized, and the optimal way to rank during this period was to corpse camp people until they logged off.
Yep.
It was truly one of the rattiest times in the game's history. The casual players just started to straight up quit for them.
It just wouldn't be fun. If you were not ranking, that would be hell to play on that game. Like it would straight up just be hell.
Third-party websites were overflowing with salt. Many point towards this moment as a major hemorrhaging of the casual player base on PvP servers, as the game was essentially.
Hey, look at this.
Some people will say, what are you talking about? This looks awesome, which it is in some senses. In a way, it's rather interesting and unique to have such danger roaming about the world. But
it is very cool seeing a world so filled with people just fight. It's like a straight up just war on the server for like weeks. And that's cool, but it's also a hell if you just like that. You just want to do a dungeon. Okay, maybe you're a dad gamer. You got like you got 4 wives and 17 kids, and you got like an hour to play a week, right? And you just man, I just want to run a BRD with the boys, but you can't because you get corpse camped by Kevin, who plays 20 hours a day.
Problem was, it ended up being incredibly damaging to the game because it was at this moment that the servers became incredibly imbalanced.
Yep.
Servers with even small discrepancies between the factions, such as 60-40, would eventually slide to 70-30 and then 80-20 because the undermanned faction simply couldn't play the game. This would cause players to transfer
Felino was the hard server.
of underdog factions, and not only that, they would transfer to servers where their faction was the majority until 90% of the active servers became imbalanced to the point to where you couldn't even find raiding guilds.
Yep.
Servers would be taken over by the opposite faction, so as interesting as it all was, it was also
people min-max the shit out of the servers to the point where it would just be one-sided.
Very damaging moment for the game as people watched their communities, which was one of the major draws of Classic, slowly fade away and fracture under this pressure of severe imbalance. It was so bad that
there was no organic world PvP in those realms. Thank God I played on a PvE realm. Like people make fun of PvE realms, but it's like the PvP realms eventually just became PvE realms because there was no alliance on the server if you were Horde. It's like there's just no one to PvP.
It ended up actually releasing the Warsong Gulch and Altric Valley Battlegrounds 2 months ahead of time before Phase 3, which relieved the craziness going on in the world as the primary means of farming honor were now battlegrounds. So people could AFK in Altric Valley or rank, which was a different but equally ratty form of
yeah, AV ranking is boring as fuck. It's the most mind-numbing, boring thing I've ever done. Our AV rank, in my 13 weeks of ranking, AV ranking was meta for around 2 weeks. So 2 weeks out of the 13 weeks we did, it was AV. Walls and Gulch eventually became the meta. The Scarab Lord competition was pretty insane as well. It was literally the most no I've ever had. When Scarab Lord became a thing in 2019 Classic, I had just finished like rank 14 a few like months prior, so I just didn't care. So what I would do instead of like grinding Scarab Lord or helping people with it is that I would just kill people. I would just run around the hives and kill people, just for fun. That was my Scarab Lord experience. Yeah, I was just ganking people. That was good times.
PvP that they loved so much, but even still, the damage was done as the world of the MMO saw yet another example of how the players must be protected from themselves.
Yep, true.
Dude, you need to calm down. No one's fucking yelling at you.
Warning.
Stop yelling at us. Okay?
It's gonna be loud.
Alright.
Hey, you! Shut your fucking mouth! Like a fucking fuck you!
Next, we're going to
Dude, if you get that angry over a game, there is something wrong with you, man.
a field trip, and that's
you.
The Dark Age of Camelot.
I never played this MMO.
It's insanity. It isn't related to World of Warcraft, but it is often incorrectly attributed to it, and that's the Cloud Song incident.
Hey, I know you're part of the motherfuckers! You fucking feel like Cloud Song! If I ever find out where you live, I'll fucking kill you!
This is a true...
Oh my god!
Prehistoric era, even before YouTube existed. It first popped up on the Dinosaur Playground, YTMNB.
Like, dude, if you get that invested into a game where you literally... Like, you had that's a problem. You have problems, man. That you need to put the game down a bit, man.
For You're the Man Now, Dog.
You're the man now, dog!
Yeah, this is where memes were created. There wasn't even any video.
Never heard this.
Images with audio attached to them. The reason why this was incorrectly attributed to World of Warcraft.
Stole my Cloud Song.
The person who posted it used the name Troublewhile.
I know you're part of those motherfuckers who rolled over to Eric the other day and fucking searched my Cloud Song. I swear to fucking God.
The Cloud Song song that the Crestfallen subject is referring to is actually from another legendary MMO called The Dark Age of Camelot.
Yeah.
It's a caster cloak. I'm not even going to pretend what these stats mean. I'm sure
Okay, I don't know either.
will be able to cover my lack of knowledge here. But just know that at some point, this was the best caster cloak in the game.
Calm down, dude. It's just a fucking game.
Dude, that's enraging. Oh, you do not say that. There's some... I mean, he's not wrong, but goddamn, that is like the trigger sentence. That's rage bait. That is actual rage bait. Yeah.
Context and circumstances behind the events.
Oh God!
But considering how the accused doesn't deny the acts of thievery, it's assumed that he was somehow able to steal this coveted cloak from someone.
Oh gosh!
Anyway, dude, really? That's your name? I don't know if it is. You need to fucking calm down a little bit, dude. You can't listen up and you listen to me, you little motherfucker. You say one more fucking thing, I'm gonna find out where to live. I'm gonna break your fucking nose. Bro, you don't even know where I live.
The clip became so
Well, they don't care, man. They don't give a fuck. They're goddamn, man.
that it's overtaken the cloak itself, as searching for it will often return results of the mental breakdown rather than Cloud Song itself. It was kind of used to display the mental instability of the MMO player base, and today goes down as one of the most unhinged moments in MMORPG history.
I've actually never heard about this. I've never heard this Cloud Song thing before. Yeah, I wonder who... Oh gosh. Dude, people really take, like, man, MMOs really just take over people's lives, straight up. It's crazy.
So, RNT, no changes, blacklists, mental breakdowns. Just another day in the wonderful world of the MMORPG. So concludes another episode, but don't worry, we're just getting started. The game has been running for quite a while, and there's certainly no shortage of crazy moments. So, see you in the next episode. Peace.
Interesting, man. These videos are kind of, it's like going a little bit down memory lane with some of these things, and there's also a bunch of these stories I've never heard before, like the Cloud Song stuff and those things. That's kind of fun. But man, guys, you gotta remember, guys, alright, this is the game. Alright, have fun with it, invest your time, but don't lose yourself in it, man, because that's when it becomes real bad, I think. A lot of people don't realize that. As you said, these are second lives to people. This second life might be the only thing they get joy from. Yeah, probably. And that is an unfortunate thing, for sure, because, I mean, gaming is wonderful. It is beautiful, but you can't, like, lose your whole life in it, right? You gotta make sure to, you know, take it chill with it.
Apparently, this guy went undercover to expose the most toxic guild in WoW. And all I know is Blizzard is now investigating. That's all I know. It's bad.
I had to take some time off to go undercover to infiltrate the most toxic guild in World of Warcraft and show you all exactly the types of people that we're dealing with. But before we get into all that, I need to give you guys a little bit of history to show you how I got myself in this mess to begin with. So let's start from the jump. So it all started here, in the Night Slayer PvP Discord server.
I'm in this.
Specifically in an especially toxic channel they have here called PvP Salt.
I've seen this channel.
Discord is supposed to be a gathering place for players of the Night Slayer PvP server in order to find groups, raids, etc. But it's unfortunately become a place to spread hatred. The Night Slayer Discord is owned and ran by this guy, Poppy Putin, who is also the guild master of the most toxic guild in World of Warcraft.
I've never seen these.
Make note of that.
I will say, who the fuck actually talks in this Discord? I was in this just to see world buffs. World buff timers and announcing like when they're doing world buffs. What are we doing here? Who talks in this shit?
Because that's really important information that we're going to be going back to real soon. A few months back, I was in that PvP salt
Wood
channel
department.
talking literally about double rogue arenas with somebody and how much fun the comp is, when all of a sudden this guy, Coach, otherwise known as Hundo, starts spam replying to all my messages in there saying stuff like Nightman is racist. No, I'm not a fucking racist.
Okay, so he's Nightman. Okay.
I've never said a racist thing in my life. I've never said even something remotely sus on.
He's not denying the homophobic allegations. Just saying.
Just to rage bait me. And as someone who's a leader of a guild master, someone who's trying to make it as a streamer, someone who also is the owner of a big Discord server, I put a lot of effort and time into keeping racist and homophobic.
Right, I get it. He's not a racist.
And I talked a little shit back to him. I'm not gonna lie, I did. One of the arguments I made back to the guy was, if you're gonna call me a racist, then I may as well just call you a chimo, because that's the same logic you're using on me, just pulling up rumors out of thin air.
Call him a pedophile.
Poppy Putin, who is this guy's guild master and also his close friend, didn't like that I said that to him, so he banned me from the Discord, and I've been banned ever since that day. Whenever you ban someone from a Discord server, it gives you the option to delete all the past messages of the person you're banning for the past 24 hours or however long you choose. So when he banned me, he deleted all my messages from this conversation that I'm talking about, and that's why I have no screenshots to show you of the conversation in which I'm referring to, except for this one, where he somehow found an IRL picture of my girlfriend from when I took her out on a date to the arcade, in which he then AI changed to show her in a bikini.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, who the fuck goes to the arcade in a bikini? But an AI. Okay, I didn't know.
In the PvP Salt channel, in a 30,000 plus member server Discord full of degenerates. Someone who I know may have had some choice words to say with that person after that picture was posted, but you tell me what you would have done. Me, obviously super pissed off from having my girlfriend posted in the Discord server and then being banned by the Discord owner, went into my own Discord server and went into the guild announcements channel, and I made a post saying that basically if any guild member in Most Wanted is seen collaborating with the Red Empire, it'll be an immediate G-kick. We no longer associate with them. Poppy Putin saw this, and this is where all hell broke loose. The dude
it hasn't yet?
Lost it. Almost immediately after I made that post, Poppy Putin then made his own post in his own Discord server with a link to my Discord server instructing all of his members or goons to spam my server. All of a sudden, dozens of people started flooding my server, spamming racial slurs in every channel. They then screenshotted the slurs that they posted in my server and used it as their evidence, saying I'm racist because this is the type of stuff that I let happen in my server. After an entire night of getting my Discord spammed with racial slurs, we finally banned about 36 people.
Okay, so they sent people to the Discord. Those people spammed slurs. They screenshotted those slurs and said his community was saying it. That's essentially what happened. But did he think this wouldn't leak? Well, not everyone's a YouTuber or a streamer. Not a lot of people combat this kind of stuff. But yeah, you can just do it.
And the spamming stopped momentarily. But that wasn't enough for them. They started spamming my social media, every single account I have on every platform. I tried to ban them all, but it's still happening for months. I think they just keep making new accounts. They then took the harassment into the game. They began to spam whisper my guild members with claims that I'm racist, among other things. This didn't happen once, this didn't happen twice. This went on for weeks and is still going on till this day. Myself and my officers still get constant reports about receiving these messages from them. They took it to general and trade chat, all the way down to shouting it as an entire guild 40-man group from the rooftops repeatedly in Orgrimmar. They literally created a guild called Nightman is a Racist and started spam inviting anybody they could find. At one point, they had like 50 people online. Poppy Putin was very adamant about reminding his guild members to keep up with the harassment. These screenshots were shared with me of him constantly reminding his guild members to harass us both in-game and in Discord. Before I created Most Wanted, I was in another guild called the Crossroads Caravan Co. The GM of that guild's name was Sledgehammer, and now he's actually an officer in the Red Empire. So I reached out to him early on, basically pleading, asking him to see if he can get through to them to stop with the harassment. They took a screenshot of our conversation, posted it in their Discord, and then laughed about it. I literally cannot shake this Poppy Putin dude. He is everywhere I go. I can't even talk in a Twitch stream.
Is that Poppy Chulo? Because I remember there was someone named Poppy Chulo back in like the RBG days that was an extreme DDoSer, extreme doxer, doxing people. It got crazy. and it's Poppy Chulo. This is Poppy Putin. I don't know if it's the same person. That's a song, bro. Is it? Grayson, do you remember Poppy Chulo? This was like 8 years ago. Do you remember that person? Could be inspired. Yes, but it's not him. Okay. I don't know. Either way.
Anymore, because he's going to be there just lurking, waiting to spread false rumors about me. Anybody who streams on the server, he's in their chat just waiting. I can't even hang out with streamers while they're live anymore, because Poppy Putin will send people to try and gain access to their comms to harass me in their streams. Like what happened when I raided Nax Ramus recently with No Hit Jerome.
Hey, Nightman, why you dodging docs fucking...
Wow.
They did that in front of like 350 people, by the way. And let me pause just to note, this is the owner of the whole server Discord. This is supposed to be an outstanding member of the community. How can we all just stand by and watch as someone like this stands at the helm of the community that represents...
To be fair, who the fuck is gonna run? You're not gonna get some upstanding human being to run the Discord. It's just, he's not gonna do it.
And that leads me to the next shit show. Remember this part where I said he owns
like you should have
Discord server? Well, I wasn't giving this asshole the reaction that he wanted. All of my guild officers advised me not to do anything, so I just ignored it. I didn't say anything. I told my guildmates to report them, and it just ignored. So Poppy wasn't satisfied yet. This dude goes to the Night Slayer Discord, and he makes a massive hate thread about me, making all sorts of crazy claims, all of which I will be addressing at the end of this video. And then he pings the entire fucking server, all 30,000 of them. And this is where it gets real.
Keep in mind, so I got pinged about this. I'm in this Discord. Maybe I left it. Am I in it still? Let me check. I might have left. Nope, there it is. Yeah, I'm still in this Discord. Because for world buffs. This is where you went. Am I crazy or is this a different Discord? Maybe I'm not still in it. I don't think I'm still in it. But I'm pretty sure this is the one where you check for world buffs, right? Correct me? Any WoW players? There's 2 of them? Okay, well maybe I'm in the other one then, or was. I don't see it here, but I do remember looking at it, checking world buff timers.
Cringy.
Or some Night Slayer.
Using AI to change my logo and put me in a clan suit. They started hunting down anyone in my guild that also streams, and then started posting their links in the thread and used that thread to flood their stream with people to harass them. They use endless slurs all over the place in the thread. Anyone that came to my defense in that thread, Poppy Putin pretty quickly banned, and eventually he told everyone in the server that was in my guild they had 24 hours to leave, otherwise they would also be kicked from the server. And the unfortunate thing is, it was working. There were people that were leaving my guild because they were tired of being harassed. It was going on for days at that point. They were over it. So how come I haven't said anything about this? It's because they have my fucking address. How do I know that? Well, let me tell you. On November 10th.
Oh no. Okay. We're getting serious. Here we go. Oh my god.
A guild member Most Wanted named CareCamp $300 to help me develop an add-on for the Most Wanted guild. Unknowing to me, when you PayPal someone, it shares your entire address down to the apartment number. I didn't realize this until months later. Not long after that, CareCamp got into a petty argument with my girlfriend, who was also the vice GM of our guild, over some bullshit, and he ended up quitting the guild over it. Turns out he hated us the entire time. Because lo and behold, the second there's some PvE drama in Most Wanted, and people crash out and leave the guild, guess who buddies up with that person to give them my address? CareCamp. Yeah, that's right, there was some PvE drama in Most Wanted. A group of people got together and said, fuck Nightman, and left the guild together. As soon as CareCamp found out about that, he became all buddy-buddy with them. Next thing I know, a whole bunch of people have my address. How can I confirm that? Because this person told me so. This is Cutnex. Cutnex is also an ex-Most Wanted member. Cutnex told me verbatim that he was there when CareCamp was actively doxing me. To be fair, Cutnex seemed to have my back despite leaving Most Wanted, so I appreciate him coming to me with this information. The person who continued spreading my address after CareCamp was Expanse. I know this because I was contacted by my literal arch nemesis from Classic, who used to stream snipe me every day, Ugg, to share with me that Expanse had came to him thinking that he would want my address. This dude had pictures from my mother's Facebook of my...
Damn. You know what? I haven't seen the rest of the video, but good on his competitor. The guy, his arch rival, because everyone's gonna have a rival in Classic. You might have someone, right? But his rival knew this isn't a game anymore. No. Ugg strong. Where do you see that? I don't know. Ugg strong. But either way, yeah, eventually it's not a game. It's not Discord shit talking anymore. And he said, dude, I don't know. This is too much.
Girlfriend?
But let me keep listening. Maybe Ugg ends up being awful.
Yeah, Christmas of my sister's wedding? Dude, what the fuck? You know what? Shout out to Ugg. You're a real one after all. Ugg
there
strong.
we go.
So what does all of that have to do with the Red Empire? They were approached with my information as well. I know this because Poppy Putin himself posted about this in the Night Slayer PvP Discord. He unfortunately deleted the comment before I could get a screenshot of it, but what I do have is screenshots of the person who approached him with my information confessing to it when my girlfriend called her out in a Twitch chat. This chick flat out admits to all of it. Oh yeah, and that chick fatherless? You guessed it, another ex-most wanted member. Fortunately, nothing ever happened with people knowing our address, and since then, me and my girlfriend moved to a different area. But it was scary, man. My girlfriend doesn't even want to take her dog out at night anymore. This is real shit, man. This isn't a joke, and it's all over a video game. So why should you believe me? I've given you a lot of information, but it seems so have they. At this point, from the outside looking in, it seems like a whole lot of he said, she said. That's why I infiltrated their guild, to show you guys firsthand that everything I'm saying about these people and their character is true. So how did I infiltrate them? That part was easy. First, I needed a new character. The Red Empire loves the world PvP, so of course I chose the best world PvP class, a mage. I even leveled engineering to 300 to make myself more appealing for them. Next, I chose the most brain-dead PvP spec I could find, Palm Pyro. This ensured that I could blow up noobs with ease without any practice whatsoever. After dialing in my UI and getting some gear, I was ready to go. The mage was ready to go, but I still needed to weigh in. I didn't yet have a plan.
Level 70 world PvP? Really? I guess that's what it is. Just who the fuck gives a shit about TBC
Soon enough,
PvP?
the perfect plan revealed itself. Poppy Putin announced a huge server-wide PvP event in the Night Slayer Discord set for July 5th, the invasion of Orgrimmar. And there it was, my golden opportunity to get in. When the invasion comes on the 5th, I will be there, lurking. The night of the 5th came swiftly, and as promised, I headed to Orgrimmar, prepared to infiltrate their organization. I received intel that invites for their guild event had begun to go out. It's now time for action. I whispered them saying I was interested in the guild event, and not long after, I was in the raid group. But this raid group was for the public. I needed to go deeper. Next, I had to infiltrate their communications. Using an aged Discord account in which I had sourced and prepped beforehand, I was able to gain access to their comms via the link they posted for the raid. And there he was, right in front of me.
How many do we have spots? We have raid
Poppy
3.
Putin. The rest of this video is going to be pretty shocking, and I want to note that it may be triggering for some, so please proceed with caution. The version of this video that you're watching has likely been censored, so if you'd like to see the uncensored version for further proof, please check the description of this video.
I can probably fill in what words.
This is going to be the largest realm event that this server has had. I saw this in a prophecy, that we were going to beam all of these transsexual liberal alliance player and if we have any rat from Big PvP, we are a better guild than you. We are absolutely going to beam the fuck out of you. You're not going to kill a single fucking person in these 7 fucking raids. The Jajas will unleash blizzards down upon your children for thousands of years.
What the hell did I just walk into? Wow, what a great speech from the owner and leader of the Night Slayer Discord to get us pumped up for the
largest realm event that this server has had.
Real nice. Of course, it wasn't long until the racial slurs came out, hard R's and all.
He's just spamming ad breaks now. Don't give him revenue.
Yeah, fuck that stream.
Damn, hard R and all. Holy crap. How are you gonna invite the entire server to a PvP event and then drop hard R's before it even starts? But hold on a sec.
That is crazy. I mean, it's crazy to say it, but there is a level of crazy to host a public 200+ person event as the known owner of the server's Discord, essentially, and then just drop N-words left and right. That's crazy.
Let me point out one thing. I am being accused of being a racist by someone who uses the hard R proudly in front of the entire server. Can you see how fucking ridiculous this shit is? And people are believing it. There will always be a small amount of people who believe that shit without proof. But that's the entire reason why these people do this shit. This is the dark side of the internet. The people that see it in my comments, the people that see it in Facebook,
control narratives, man.
The people that see it shouted from the roofs of Orgrimmar, they don't know that this guy's a proud racist. But you know who they will think is a racist? Me. It wasn't long after Poppy said the hard R himself that he instructed everyone in every raid to start shouting that Nightman is a racist in Orgrimmar once again.
Let's get a /yell, Nightman is racist. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Damn, that's insane. That shit hurts, man. You know, I attach my identity to this whole content creation thing, and then to have someone just tear it down right in front of you because they don't like you, it fucking hurts. But you know what would make me feel better? Some gold. You are not going to believe this shit. So the Alliance were taking forever to get to Orgrimmar. At this point, we didn't even know if they were going to show up. So in order to keep people in the raid groups and to stop them from just leaving, Poppy Putin would periodically roll off different amounts of gold for people to win.
And have every raid roll for 200 gold.
I rolled a 97! I rolled a 97! They said they're gonna have every raid roll, and then the winner gets 200 gold, and I rolled high as fuck. Imagine I take their gold.
Everyone who won, you can trade me at the palm tree right there.
I'm gonna trade him.
Iliad, Peanut, Hominy, Zura.
It's me!
Flash.
Let's go! 200 gold. Let's fucking go. Here, Bobby. Let's go, I got it. Oh my god. Let's go. Yup, that's right, Poppy Putin. I took your gold. And guess where it went? Right into the most wanted guild bank. Much appreciated deposit. 200 gold. We're not 200 gold richer.
It's like fucking nothing, isn't it?
get wrecked. Honestly, I'm really happy I can
Take
inject
your
some
wins,
comedy
bro.
into this,
Take your
because
wins.
otherwise it's been a really depressing video. But that being said, it didn't stay positive for long, because shortly after this happened, the event took a serious turn for the worse. You see, this event wasn't going as planned for the Red Empire. We waited about an hour and a half, and the Alliance were nowhere to be found. They didn't show up. The event was a flop. I'm not exactly sure why the Alliance didn't show up to this event. I've been told by the leaders over on the Alliance side that the Red Empire just shouted a date and time at them and expected everybody to comply. I don't have anything to confirm that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because the Red Empire and Poppy Putin were pissed, and they needed someone to blame. Of course, you weren't going to find the Red Empire admitting their own failure for their flopped event. They needed someone to pin it on.
I'm surprised they even do an event like that. Am I crazy? But like, there's just no fucking point. I feel like TBC, like roleplay, is kind of out of the game, more so or less. Everyone's kind of in arena. Everyone's doing their raid logging for fun. But like, when there's no point to it, I guess boredom. I don't know. I'm surprised this happened.
Which led them to their next target, this guy, a small streamer named I Eat Orc. This guy, I Eat Orc, is a brand new streamer. He's the guild master of an up-and-coming guild on Night Slayer called Final Strike, and he currently has 293 followers on Twitch. I Eat Orc was streaming live during the time of this event over on the Alliance side, which was supposed to be the group that was coming to fight the Red Empire. So when they didn't show up, they chose to pin the entire thing on him. What the Red Empire did next is going to look pretty familiar for you guys by now. It was around this time the Red Empire found I Eat Orc's stream and started using it to gain information on the Alliance to see whether they were coming or...
So hold on, who's the Red Empire? Is the Alliance, I thought. Okay.
Let's fucking follow I Eat Orc, guys. So literally has in his stream title, The Invasion of Ogremar starting soon. We can change the stream title now. What a fucking unreal.
Change the stream title!
Yeah,
no way!
Just Stormwind Defense. Actual fucking.
And there it was. They had their next target. I Eat Orc was not a key player in this event. He was just a streamer who was streaming the
Okay,
other
the
side.
Red Empire is the Horde.
294
Okay.
followers. He's a GM of a small guild. You think he's gonna rock up with enough people to counter a 300-man defense that Poppy Putin had organized? Hell no. But just like what had happened to me, they saw a target and they went for it.
Idor thinks he's slick, but he doesn't realize he's actually like literally killed his fucking guild in one night.
Yeah.
Like killed his fucking guild.
Hey, he griefed his own fucking guild trying to grief us. Like, what are you doing, you fucking
When I heard Poppy Putin say that I Eat Orc had killed his guild in one night, I knew exactly what he meant. I knew exactly what they were about to do to him. The same exact things they'd done to me. The Red Empire took to the Night Slayer Discord and began harassing I Eat Orc in the same way they'd done to me. They threatened his guild and his stream, called for everyone to report him and me, even though I had nothing to do with this, and ultimately used this community Discord server to terrorize someone once.
They found, if they, by the way, let's not forget, Nightman's a racist. Report him as well. Don't forget our other target. Just drags him in.
Again. But of course, it didn't stop there. I Eat Orc ended up leaving the Night Slayer Discord, and since the Red Empire could no longer harass him there, they did exactly what they did to me. They sent their lackeys to his Discord. Using the Night Slayer PvP Discord server, they shared I Eat Orc's personal Discord server link in order to flood it with people to harass him. Poppy Putin himself took part in this, pinging everyone in his server, and a bunch of other Red Empire people joined in too. It looks like I Eat Orc had to ban a bunch of people from his Discord server and eventually turned off invites altogether. I want to remind you that this is not just guild v guild drama. This is the owner of the server Discord using that server Discord to target small streamers and send people after them. The Night Slayer Discord is not a safe place for the community. I don't know exactly what they posted within his Discord server, but as someone who's had them do this exact same thing done to me, I can bet you it was a bunch of racial slurs. Want to know why I think that? Because of this comment right here.
Absolutely disgusting. You condone those kind of comms in your guild. Oh.
Ah, gee. Looks familiar, doesn't it? That's because that's the same exact shit they did to me. That's the exact same way that they started the Nightman is racist rumor, and now in front of our very eyes, we're watching them do it to someone else. This is what they do. This is how they harass people. This is how they go after content creators, and it works. I know what it's like to go through this, and it sucks. All you can do is just hope they leave you alone. But I tried that, and it didn't work. So here we are. All that literally stemmed from the first event on the first day of me infiltrating them, by the way. I wasn't even in the guild yet, which leads me to the next phase of my mission. Even though I already had enough evidence to probably wrap up this entire case, I came here to infiltrate their guild, and that still needed to be done. So I sat and waited for the perfect moment to come, and just as I had planned, it finally did.
If anybody needs a PvP guild, please whisper anybody in the Red Empire if you would like to join.
Yeah, I could think of someone. That was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be, I'm not going to lie. But just like that, I was in. However, little did I know that what I would find behind the red curtain would be the most shocking discovery I've found yet.
Is it going to be shocking, or is it going to be exactly what you think it is?
When I set out to infiltrate the Red Empire, I knew I was going to find some pretty gnarly stuff. But to be honest, nothing could have prepared me for just how deep this stuff goes. Because there was another layer to the Red Empire that I needed to crack, their Discord. And this one was much harder. You see, even though Poppy Putin was the owner of the Night Slayer Discord for the entire Night Slayer server, he also has his own personal Discord for his guild, the Red Empire, as well. Now that I was in their guild, I needed to blend in because my mission was not done yet. So I did my best to seem like a normal guild member. I offered help with heroics. I did my dailies any chance I could, just so I wasn't AFK in chat. I needed to seem normal because their Discord was under tight wraps. They weren't just going to let anyone in, which you'll soon see was for pretty obvious reasons. When you join the Red Empire's Discord, you don't just automatically have access
Listen,
to the entire
man.
thing. You literally...
You know what he's got to start saying some N-words. Just type the N-word. And then they'll let you in the Discord. Like, oh, he's one of us. Fuck it. Just do it.
You have to fill out a whole form, and then they have to review it and...
Oh, hold on. Let's read this. Character name, currently in guild. Do you play Alliance or Horde? Screenshot of character. Reason for joining. Previous guilds you were in. What arena RPG experience? Will you fall in for world PvP? Call to arms. Do you know anyone in the Red Empire? Okay. Basic
accept you in order for you to gain access. And in order to gain access, I was going to have to gain their trust first. So after a few days of being the Red Empire's favorite Blood Elf baddie, I decided it was time to infiltrate their Discord. So I filled out the application as best as I could. And after about a day of waiting, I was in. That's right. I was behind the red curtain. The first channel I went to after gaining access was this one, their guild announcements. And what I would find next was truly shocking. Because their guild announcements aren't just guild announcements. They're lists of every guild in which they've attacked. So I'm just going through these announcements in the Red Empire Discord, and they are truly unhinged. I just wanted to read a few of these for you guys. Our short war with Golden Boys, must be another guild, is over. It ended in total absolute victory for the Empire. They ceased to exist. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, wow. This is the message that I sent in my Discord server when I was at...
Oh, we got some new content, boys. You know what to do. It is officially on site with the Red Empire. Anyone in Most Wanted seen grouping, assisting, or associating with Red Empire will be G-kicked instantly. Okay. Yeah.
Initially pissed off at Poppy Putin for banning me from the Night Slayer Discord. Look, that was the day he sent everyone into my Discord server. Look at this one. Holy crap. Every guild that has crossed us either ceased to exist, dodges, or it slithers into the shadows. This is not propaganda. These are facts. Look, they just list a bunch of other guilds that they've harassed. This is him.
Well, I'm gonna go through this list here. Hold on. ISR, The Lard, Dodge Department, Piss Boys, Enclave, Warsong Battalion, Apes. Apes? What? Apes was like the first guild to clear all the raids back in, 2019 Classic. They're like the #1 guild. What? Okay, I wonder how that drama played out. Polar, I fear no world PvP leader, no Zerg, and no coalition. World PvP, all right.
There's into the shadows. This is not propaganda, these are facts. Look.
I would almost bet that Apes maybe just got bored and just stopped playing. And then this guy was having this like fucking war with them, and Apes wasn't even paying attention, did not care. But Apes got bored and stopped playing, and this fucking Putin guy was like, we did it! Apes is EU, Chad is right. Yeah, I bet there was just, again, a lot of mental illness going on. He probably felt like he was at war with them because they're the #1 guild.
They just list a bunch of other guilds that they've harassed. This is him, the man who disbanded Golden Boys, The Guard, Game Over, Delete, and many other guilds whose names I don't even recall, Breaker of Coalition, and the bane of all streamers. He just flat out is proud of it, dude. We are the guild killers. We are the Discord bombers, the boogeymen of Classic. Yeah. We are the content killers, the guild destroyers, the rightful owners of Night Slayer. We are supreme. Every guild crumbles to us. The Guard, dead. Golden Boys, defeated. ISR, farmed. Big PvP, forced to hide in cities and play on private servers. Final Strike, IE Dorks Guild, globaled. Most Wanted, essentially disbanded. That's not true. In fact, Most Wanted has had more people online than the Red Empire lately. War, violence, beams, slurs. It took every ounce of strength within my body not to die from cringe while reading those announcements. But if I learned anything from reading the Red Empire's announcements, it's that their harassment towards me, or Most Wanted, my guild, is not special at all. We're just one of dozens, or who knows how many guilds that they've done this to. This is their entire thing. The Red Empire is a guild that prides themselves in destroying other guilds. Not through PvP. Yeah. This is not fun in-game stuff. They do this through harassment, through rumors, through lies and deception, on social media, Discord. This has nothing to do with PvP. This is an organization that was solely created to spread hate and toxicity under the guise of a PvP guild. In a game that's supposed to be about the community. How could something like this exist for so long? Actually, I know exactly how, and I'll tell you a lot more about that a little bit later. Because for now, there's still plenty to uncover in this Discord server. Oh wow, look at this. This is where this guy posted a YouTube video about me, literally saying all the stuff that they've said, how I'm a racist and all that, and then posted it to YouTube, and I had to get a copyright strike taken down. This is their reaction. Look at this. Claimants, Nightman LOLs, that's right, get wrecked. This video repeatedly uses my copyright logo. Well, it did. As I was scrolling through the Red Empire's Discord server, I noticed this term being repeatedly used. They call it N-bombing. So naturally being curious, I decided to do a little search on the word bomb to see what I would find. Bomb this Discord with your favorite slur, and then he tags the whole server. It's a big PvP server. Wow. Another Discord server. Bomb this now. All in, full retard, at everyone. I don't know whose server it is because they turned off invites. This guy snitched on me for N-bombing him, and then died 30 seconds later. Some Twitch streamer. I think I know what N-bombing is. Aw, man. No hit Jerome. What?
100 gold per Jerome grief / kill on stream. 100 gold if you bomb his Discord on stream. 500 gold if you wipe his raid on stream. Punish this freak. I want to see him unable to play the game. This is our current mission. Make me proud, comrades. Dude, Jerome doesn't deserve that.
Wow.
They're giving out gold for people who will grief him and say the N-word on his stream. What the fuck? Some random posted your bomb, LMAO, and he tags the guy who did it. This guy lusts. Nightman is a doxer. Wait.
Hey, Nightman, why you dodging, doxing, fuck? Talk over.
This is the one that I was there for. This is the one that happened to me when I was raiding Max Ramus, and this is the guy who did it. Lusts. N-bomb incoming, letting everyone know to go watch it happen live. So this is something they do regularly, on a regular basis to streamers. They come into their stream and they yell the N-word. I don't even have words for this, man. And the fact that they're just doing it out here in the open is the craziest part to me. I talked to some of the streamers that this has happened to, and they told me that their VODs on Twitch were taken down for having the N-word in them because of this. And I'm wondering if that's one of the reasons they do this to begin with. Regardless, these streamers can't hang out in their own personal Discords with their community anymore. They now have to keep their Discord servers locked down and vet every member they get into comms with because they're afraid that that person's gonna just be someone from the Red Empire